Welcome back to Friday Night Football from the MCG. The Kangaroos versus Collingwood. As we welcome
Anthony,
Dennis Cometti and Dermot Brereton as we get the toss of the coin with the two captains, Anthony Rocker.
Tails it is.
And Adam Simpson, who wins the toss and will kick to the right of screen to the city end of the MCG, Collingwood to the punt road end. Welcome, Dennis Cometti.
Yes, thanks, Ed. Ideal night for footy, this one. Great start by the Kangaroos, undefeated. They haven't won their first 4 games since 1979 under Ron Barassi, so big night for them tonight, Derm.
Good evening, Dennis, Eddie, Gary. A match of contrasting styles tonight. We see big Josh Fraser on the sidelines there. They'd love him out there at centre half forward, the Magpies. One of the Loney boys there as well. Contrasting styles, the Kangaroos kick the ball long on, just about 7 out of every 8 occasions, and the Magpies much more a shorter by foot type team. They will throw the ball around short.
Let's go down to Tony Jones' boundary side. Tony.
Yes, thanks, Ed. Good evening, everyone. Well, plenty of intrigue in the minutes leading up to this match. Travis Cloke, well, he must have been awfully close to getting a start, boys, because he was stripped and ready to go. And what you're seeing now, while the 22 were actually on the ground warming up, he was doing likewise in the rooms. Now, just who he might have been replacing, Doc Larkins will fill us in on maybe a little later on. And it seems that in this day and age, clubs are playing for everything just about every week. Tonight's no exception. They're playing for the Jason McCartney medal. There it is there. And this will be awarded at game's end for the most courageous player. But plenty of football between now and then, Ed, that's for sure.
Good on you, Tony. Yes, we're looking forward to a big night, particularly from that man, Chris Tarrant, who did such a great job last week in the second half. And there's David Cloke and Julie Cloke looking down. Only one Cloke boy, Cameron on the ground. Jason and Travis, the two best players for Williamstown last week, not far off it. Let's go down to Doc Larkins. Any late mail, Pete?
No, just as Tony said, the Travis Cloke mystery. Collingwood are playing it close to their chest. There was speculation yesterday in the media, Ed, that Anthony Rocker may have a sore hamstring. Moved pretty well in the warm-up, and of course Chris Tarrant's had trouble with his knee, but he's out there as well. So Collingwood, no changes, and they're ready to go. All
right, and so are we, ready to go on Friday Night Football as the Magpies take on the Kangaroos. The umpires tonight are Corin Rowe, Derek Woodcock and Darren Goldspeak as Dennis Cometti leads off on Friday Night Football.
Opening bounce, away we go. Terrific night. Hale up early. Still got a hand to it. Morrison digs it out of the middle, kicks towards half forward. Big pack at the drop. Rocker was up, couldn't hang on. Grant slips it away. Brown's got the run of it. He's been in very good form. To Sinclair. Now Wells. Deep in the back pocket, spots a man running hard towards the wing. Kick bounces there. Makepeace has got it. Walker's got him. Got the handball away. Sinclair over the top. Makepeace yet again from left centre wing. Goes to half forward. Well done by Harvey. Got there quickly. Knocked it forward. Taken by Thompson. Long kick towards full forward. Fisted away by Prestigiacomo. Lacuria was taken down. Maxwell did well. Kept his head. Got it across to Holland. Holland with more hair this week around the outer side. Hale was up. Cloke on the deck. Thumps it towards the line. Deliberate.
Surrounded by 3 Kangaroos. Didn't have much choice then.
So the Kangaroos inside 50 for the second time. From behind Prestigiacomo at the fall of the ball is Woe Woden. Just got the handball away towards Clement, close on the boundary line. Finds a bit of space. Does it well. Over to Brodie Holland, who goes again looking for Cloke. It's high in the air. Hale goes back against Cloke. Tried the one-hander and went to ground. Now Hale slaps it out. Looking for Wells. Good play by Cloke. Just got a handball on it. Picked up now by Makepeace for the Kangaroo. Close to the boundary line. Up towards Clement, though, who cuts it off at the pass. Does it nicely. Under pressure. Does it nicely a second time. But the handball beats Shaw and goes to Wells. Wells opens it up. Finds Archer. Couldn't quite glove it with that dodgy hand of his, but he picks it up a second time. Looking for Rocker. Couldn't quite hold it. Punched away by Prestigiacomo. Collingwood have got the numbers, and it's picked up by Wakeland.
Plenty of time. Nothing much on down the ground. Needs to be precise, and is. Nice finish. Walker's got it. Defensive side of the wing. Looks towards half forward. Penetrating kick at the back. Rocker cleverly lays it off. Now an opportunity. Williams running into an open goal. Goes over the top. Confidence builder Tarrant coming up 5 last week.
That is a great result, Gaz. Both teams are sitting on 12 possessions for this opening minute or two. Kangaroos have been inside their forward 53 times, and each of those 3 times they've kicked to a one-on-one contest. I would say, hazard a guess that 8 out of Collingwood's 12 possessions have all been inside defensive 50 or thereabouts. 1 entry inside and get a goal. It's a great result.
So great play by Collingwood, particularly Shane Wakeland not panicking, bring the ball out from defence, and Hoddy Williams runs in and finds Chris Tarrant on the line. First goal to the Magpies. Cloak and Hale do battle. Morrison got one in the back. Umpire called play on. From Shaw to Lockyer, and Collingwood are forward 50 again. Rocker around in circles. Pratt was the big flyer for the Kangaroos. It spills to O'Brien, who kicks to the square. Rocker's got back and he's got it. And Anthony Rocker, the acting captain of the Collingwood side, really putting his body on the line early in this first quarter, will line up from 15 metres out pretty much directly in front.
They just look sharp at the moment. I mean, Rocker's at that contest and then was quick enough to back out of it, banking on a quick possession, and lost Lee Brown in traffic. Now, maybe in weeks gone by, you get in the contest when Collingwood are struggling and they just stay there rather than running out and trying to create something.
Well crumbed by O'Brien. That's where the goal came from, or you would assume that Rocker's going to kick this.
So Anthony Rocker from 15 metres out, no angle to worry about. Kicked 2 goals last week. You can see the angle there. The acting skipper of the Collingwood Football Club comes in and kicks the Magpies second.
Well, both teams have given it a bit of the long stuff going inside their forward line now. We've had basically 3 aerial contests inside forward 50 for the 2 teams. There's that long ball going in there. Now watch O'Brien come from the thick of the traffic in front, gets it, and that's a dangerous kick. It's not pinpoint, but it's just gone to the hot zone, and Anthony Rocker recognises it pretty early and gets there.
So Friday night football, and the Magpies lead it by 12 points. Rock is so good last week. Starting well again tonight. Hale hooks it down. O'Brien once more to Shaw. Stood his ground. Back against the flow. Kicks inside the forward 50. The target, the big fellow, Rocker. Couldn't hang on that time. Colbert gets a hand pass away. Shannon Watt. Petrie. Short one. Simpson. He's at half back towards half forward. Thompson's the target. Down he went. The ball struck him. Wells tried to knock it forward. Taken away by Shaw. Short one across the ground. Lockyer. Holland runs to the centre square. Looks inside the forward 50 yet again. The Roos have got the numbers. Archer committed to the pack. Fell forward. Taken by Watt. Thompson. He's got this ball, the defensive side of the wing. Nathan Thompson.
Last 2 contests, Dennis, we've had double team with Petrie and Lee Brown on Anthony Rocker.
Short one. Shannon Watt pushing up the ground. Grant comes hard. It goes in that direction, and he takes the mark. 4 goals last week. A key in that victory over the Saints. Ferrito offers. Petrie drops in behind Ferrito. Thompson offers a lead as well. Grant confused by all of that, or at least my call of it. Goes across the ground. Sansbury. Now it opens up. Goes in short. Archer.
It was a good kick. It was a super important kick by Grant because Collingwood had got into the middle of the ground and back towards the kicker, and the only space was over the other side. So the fact that he ran and covered all of that traffic in the middle of the ground just opened up their whole forward line, the Kangaroos.
Recently turned 32, a veteran of 2 premierships and 20 finals, this man. One of the toughest of all time. Glenn Archer. It'll take a good kick from here. He'll kick from outside the 50. Gives it plenty. It's long bow straight for the Archer. Magnificent.
Good composure too, Gaz, to see Archer there. It's so easy when you get the play on swing of play through the middle like this, as Grant goes straight across here. Beautiful delivery. That's the one that sets it up. But as Sainsbury looks down, it would be so easy just to go bang and look for the long option and just blaze away to a big leading target. Keeps his head and just pops a nice simple little pass onto the chest of Glenn Archer.
So intelligent football from the Kangaroos. Shannon Grant, Eddie Sainsbury, and then the great Glenn Archer from 52 metres. Shows he's still got it in him. And it's a goal of difference at the MCG. Lucuria Morrison for Collingwood. The handball, dangerous one. Good pick up by Shaw. Got the handball away under pressure, but it's picked up by Archer again. He tries to crash through the pack. He does. He got through Maxwell, and he has a flying shot at the goals. And that is a magnificent Glenn Archer goal. 2 in a minute to the man who's the shin boner of the century.
What do you say about this passenger plate? What gets it for him? Is it determination? It's just Glenn Archer, as you described it, Ed. Shin boner of the century. Look at the way he follows up. He lays the original tackle. He keeps running with the flow of the ball. Bang, through you go.
How good is that?
That is just... He willed that goal.
Hadn't kicked a goal for 3 games this season, then 2 in a minute. He's on world record pace.
If you ever want a passenger play to sum up why he's held in such regard by Kangaroo supporters and football people in general, and just bottle that one up and put it in his time capsule.
What's the footy?
12 points apiece there. It changed quickly. Hale decisively. Kneeing it was Simpson. Out of the middle, Burns floats it inside the forward 50. Over the top, Petrie. O'Brien knocked it forward. Taken by Colbert, though, surrounded. Johnson stole it. Still Johnson wants his left side. Looks back towards the middle. Lucuria just outside the 50. They stay off him. Indiscriminate chip. Coming out Tarrant. Had it knocked away. Did well. Fought again. Slapped it across towards Williams. He was taken down. Then goes Colbert to Grant. Hard against the boundary line. It bounces around the outer side. Thompson gets it across to support. Not a good kick coming out by Grimmer. Taken now on the outer side wing and centred by Cloak. And Walker's got this one directly in front. Decides to play it to Woden. 40 metres out. Too much carry for Williams. And it bounces through for a behind.
Either kick the goal or make the play, make the short kick. You just would say, listen, you're on your left foot, you're a nice kick the goal.
Well, both players probably should have Walker going in the first case, and certainly Woden, a senior player there to put it through.
The irony is that Woden is in the back line at the moment, and Ferrito is tagging him as a forward, and he floats down the other end, gets a shot at goal and coughs it up.
And normally a very good kick. Well, there he is in and against Woden. Cloak, who did well moments ago. Ferrito over the ball for the Kangaroos, had it and let it go. Picked up by Jones. Jones from outside 50. And under pressure, the ball bounces over the line out of bounds. Throw in 10 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal.
Just to describe that, Shane Woden is being tagged by Michael Ferrito. For a big bloke, Ferrito's got a very good endurance rate. And what's happening is trying to break that tag. He's going into his own back line, which turns Ferrito into a forward who's tagging him.
Boundary throw in from behind. Presta Giacomo heads for the line, gains about 15 metres. It'll be tossed in again. Choney prowls the boundary line. Pratt in the foreground. And Wells on the bench as well. A throw in about 40 metres from goal then. In front Hale, beaten by Cloak. They're doing it by degrees. This ball spills across the line. Another throw in, so they've gained 30. Late Carousel good last week.
A very hot day last week as well here that Collingwood played in, so I guess you'd be very conscious of that, trying to get your players through.
Another throw in. Rocker and Cloak.
Too scared to grab
deftly knocked it down to O'Brien, who couldn't handle it. This is Harvey. Gets away in the grasp. A centering kick, no good. Morrison on the end of it. Wakeland pushes up from fullback with dash. Now Burns is clear. He's about 75 metres from goal. He sets it up long towards full forward. Williams under it. Sinclair did very well.
And Sinclair takes a timely mark between two Magpies. Then takes the ball out wide to Makepeace. The go-to man for the Kangaroos, his 4th possession on a true half-back flank position. Chipping it forward. Petrie takes the mark. Closer to centre wing.
They've got players on in the middle. He's going to go down the line.
Jones is the man. Good play by Maxwell. Now Collingwood got the numbers as Clement comes over to lend support. Jones did well. Clement did even better. Picked it up now. Where does he go? He goes long to another 2-on-1. Rocker up against the whole Kangaroo team, it looks like.
1-on-5.
And Archer is able to pick it up and kick to a loose man. Where is everybody? It's picked up in the middle by Stevens. In the middle of the MCG, he goes long. Was there a whistle? No, there wasn't. Holland Underneath the ball with Harvey, picked up by Ferrito. Look away handball, goes to his captain in Simpson. Was it 15? Yes, said the umpire, as Harvey marks 55 out.
Not going to be 15 feet that one, but the umpire's gone with it.
Yeah, it was not 15, but anyway, he's got it. Harvey now goes short, into the pocket, picked up by Thompson. Stevens, the tackle was on, he got the bump instead. He was able to get rid of the ball. Hale, Makepeace, grabbed without the ball, no, says the umpire. Handballs onto Thompson. They concede some ground. Finally, it's Colbert under pressure. Great pressure here by the Magpies, but the Kangaroos are equal to the task. As Thompson gets the kick inside the dangerous 50 metres, it falls fortuitously for Grant, who wants to get on the left boot. He does. It wobbles towards the goal square, and Cloak concedes the behind.
Yeah, just go for the safety option, son. Don't try to be a hero and try and balk somebody with your back to them, facing the goals. Run it through. Thanks, Sam.
Scores a level. Interesting start, this.
Wakeland free out wide.
Lockyer to the pocket then. Burns comes on a lead. The kick was good. Marks outside the defensive 50. Tips it up towards the wing. Woden running past O'Brien, put to space. Good kick. He can run. Makepeace comes on the angle, put down. Interesting, was that within 5? Not sure. Kick goes up towards the 50. Spills to Sinclair. This defence is playing well. Sinclair goes down, taken high.
It was late, Chris. No need for it. It was late, okay?
At the umpire. Meantime, Makepeace to Archer. And Archer, his first blemish tonight, out of bounds on the full. Down towards left half forward for the Kangaroos.
Magpies are away. Johnson has it at half-forward flank. Kicks long. Kangaroos have got the numbers back. Terrence, the man for Collingwood, punched away by 2 Kangaroos. Petrie, I think, with a fist on the ball. It falls for O'Brien, who's been busy. Breaks the Archer tackle. Then looks up and chips it forward and finds Walker.
Shane O'Brien, he's stepped up his work rate in the first 3 weeks. I think he's Collingwood's leading tackle maker, and that's a good indication of your willingness to work hard. The good thing about Collingwood last week when they came back to win that game, it was their senior brigade who led the way, which holds them in great stead for perhaps taking this one tonight.
Second mark inside 50 for Tristan Walker, who celebrated his 21st birthday during the week. So Walker from the angle. Important kick for the Magpies. The great looking kick from Tristan Walker. He splits the middle. The Magpies go a goal in front.
He's an interesting player, Tristan Walker. He's got the ability to play at both ends of the ground. He's got some size and some athleticism about him as well, which is that could be very valuable as time goes on, as his career marches on. If Wakeland, Prestigiacomo and Clement hold down the key defensive post, then some serious work can be put into Tristan Walker, perhaps to develop as a really mobile centre-half forward type.
Magpies by 6 points. O'Brien has been busy, 4 possessions so far. Likewise, Chad Morrison. 3-1, 2-1. Cloak up very early. Petrie simply took it. Now that's interesting because, well, I suppose technically he is a ruckman, but his opponent had a shot at it. He was virtually a rover. He just walked in, didn't leave the ground. Lucuria chips it out wide. Holland forward of the wing, penetrating kick deep. Rocker sets himself and takes a beauty.
Now, the contrasting style, the way that the Magpies are going about this is, okay, the first one or the first kick out of the middle goes wide, but it's the next one that's so important. Now, in the first half last week, the second kick would go even wider, whereas tonight already we're seeing, okay, out wide once, bang, straight back into the middle, and that is some sort of grab. 5-1 clearances out of the middle to Collingwood. If you're going to win the footy out of the middle, get it into that central corridor.
Distance won't be a problem. Anthony Rocker directly in front on the big stage tonight. Friday night football. And this for a lead of 12 points. They got the opening 2 goals, the Magpies, and then the Kangaroos rallied. Rocker in. It's back to 12 points. His second.
This confidence term's a funny thing, you know, like at half-time last week they couldn't buy one, and then they straightened up. This bloke looked a whole different sort of a player. He wasn't having to push out wide and go on those long searching leads, which I guess Tarrant's more suited to, but that's the sort of thing that Anthony Rocker's capable of, and if he doesn't mark the footy, at worst you're getting a quality crumb in a position where if your crummer wins a footy, he's kicking a goal, as opposed to out on the boundary line.
First half last week, Collingwood had 33.2 disposals per goal. Second half, 10.9. Gary Lyon talking about disposals for goal. Centre breaks this time, the Kangaroos. Piccioni gets it out. Stevens brings it out wider still, or out to Stevens from half it was. And Stevens has got it. Stevens transfers play and just finds his man Petrie. So the Kangaroos working this. Fourth possession for Drew Petrie. It's worked well for them before. In the meantime, Stevens goes to the bench.
Pushed very hard back, Collingwood here.
And Petrie has to go wider still, and the mark has been taken by Pratt. Pratt now gets it moving. Free kick, Collingwood in the back. The free kick going against Eddie Sainsbury.
Gee, that was good play by Brodie Holland. He just knew he was going to get some pressure from behind. He took a step into Sainsbury's line. Doesn't even have to go for it. The umpire can make the assumption that he is going to go for it. It's in the back every day.
In the meantime now, the Kangaroos are gone man on man. Umpire's called play on. So off one step, he kicks it long up the line. Kangaroos have got the sit. Good pressure from behind. Rocker for Collingwood. Gets the handball going. Just tried to slap it forward and hope for the best, but it was cut off by Harvey. His kick was a good one to Shannon Grant. Grant now has the ball with his sixth possession at half-forward flank. Anthony Rocker has dropped back. Now the ball comes in. Oh, beautiful mark taken by Jones.
A bit of a show of regard for Jones, isn't it, that they put Clement onto him?
Somebody better show some regard and stand on the mark, because there's no one there at the moment. Now they get across the Collingwood players, but Jones, just a good leap, and in the end, Cloke and Clement getting each other's way. And Corey Jones is a pretty good kick at goal, can line up for his 64th career goal.
One of those players who, when you look at him, is deceptively strong over his head. Like he can jump at the football. He's got nice clean hands, or he did on that occasion. And sometimes you can you think a bit of inferred pressure is going to be enough.
He's a clever player. Got a clever goal last week from the Maxie Hutchton deliberate. And he comes from 45. What's he done? He's missed to the near side.
That's unusual. Most players with their hook foot status run to the other side of the goals as he was lining up and push it straight. He actually ran to the near side. That went exactly where he ran then. Dead straight off the boot, that kick. He just must have mislined up, Gaz.
Collingwood by 11 points. Here's Johnson, short of half back. Kicks beyond it now, down towards half forward. Carosella comes up, takes the mark on his chest. Handy acquisition so far this season. Spots a man running to space. It's going to be down the ground. A free kick to Rocker.
Yep. Sorry, Lee. Just can't grab it.
Tarrant's got the football, but Rocker will get it.
A hold against Lee Brown.
They turned their back, the Kangaroo defenders, when that first kick was marked. Both defenders turned their back to face their opponents, and you're really sending a signal out to the umpire saying, look at me, I'm right on the edge here, and he's been pinged.
So Rocker lining up for his third. So far the veterans dominating the goal kicking. Archer with a couple for the Kangaroos. Both of them inside a minute. Now Anthony Rocker, before quarter time, has got 3. Collingwood stretch their lead.
Now, Gary, it's interesting, that technique, isn't it, of turning your back on play as a backman and watching. There it is at the top of screen there, Lee Brown. That's the free kick already. But he does have that technique on occasions. Chris Langford perfected that, and he came in at the start of the video at the ground, the big screen, and he used to watch the ball placement on the field via the big screen and face his opponent.
Rocker gets his third as a result of this. Just screening him in the distance, as you can see. Not watching the football initially.
So the Magpies out to a 17-point lead. Kicking the last 3 goals of the game. 2 to Anthony Rocker and 1 to Tristan Walker. Petrie and Cloak, nil all draw, but it's Johnson who gets the centre break for Collingwood again, off hands. Brody Holland inside to Williams. Plenty of Magpies. Williams finds a bit of space. Carousella on hands and knees, tries to get it out. Now comes out to Holland. He's tackled. Releases the ball out to Johnson. Johnson hoiks it forward. Chance here for Collingwood again. Up goes Rowe. Was he sandwiched? No, said the umpire. Good decision. Burns puts his body on the line. Spills out the Rowe. Rowe kicks to the hot spot. Anyone home? Williams there for Collingwood. So too Lockyer. In comes Tarrant. Off hands, still Magpies have got the numbers at the ball. Williams round his body, shanks the ball high up in the air. He could have laid it off and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. And in the end, that was an ordinary result for Collingwood.
Could have taken much more time.
They're away here.
All teammates around him. Here's Wells, Sansbury on the wing and running, looking down towards half forward Archer. It was what Harris he's gone for. Harris low down, controlled it pretty well, tries to lay it off, lacking support. Johnson gave it to Burns, to Clement, back to Johnson, to Carousella. The defensive side of the wing, Lockyer breaks for him, nothing doing there. Carousella holds, looks to the middle, some indecision, now he sets it up. Tarrant comes hard and takes a spectacular mark.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The same thing though, it's a risky kick because it's back into the corridor to a bloke who's outnumbered, but you've got to back your superstars in to do superstar stuff, and they both have tonight, Rocker and Tarrant.
Big reward this one. Roughly within 55 metres of the Collingwood goal square. Would have been, say, 4 players for the Magpies, and there would have been 7 or 8 Kangaroos, so it is a great result for the Magpies.
That is superstar stuff, and he comes adding to the stuff. Long kick. I think it's cleared the line. Wait on the call. Behind, touched right on the line after a spectacular mark by Chris Tarrant. Watch it again. Comes hard, oblivious to all around him. Eyes only for the football. And Paccioni, well, he'll make the highlight reel if nothing else.
Well, it was a big effort for Tarrant because he probably had run 70, 80 metres in and out to the contest and a big leap, but rewarded with just a point. It's 18 points the difference. Collingwood in front as we come down towards the last 4 minutes of the first quarter. Important now for the Magpies to hold this lead. Shannon Grant has been such a catalyst for the Kangaroos in recent times. A wonderful player. He'd be well up in Brownlow medal voting at the moment. He goes up the line. Cloak goes back. Good courage shown by Cloak. Petrie put him under pressure. Wakeland steps over the line. Umpire says throw it in. Umpire Goldspink.
That is a good comment, Ed. They cannot let it slip because even if it's this margin at the 15-minute mark of the last quarter, they're a fit team, the Kangaroos. You know they're going to come. They've won the last 2 coming from behind at the death and taken the chocolates.
Inside 50s, 14 Collingwood, 8 the Kangaroos. And it's going to be a 50-metre penalty to Collingwood, so a free kick on centre wing will just about bring Cameron Cloak into range because he's a thumping kick.
It's an interesting one. We had the audio up then. He said pushed him out. The ball was kicked, yet he hadn't indicated who pushed who out.
And then go for the ball. Can't do that, mate.
I would have thought pretty evident, wouldn't it? If you're actually in that scene.
Well, I guess you've got to be more careful.
Let's have a look at it again. Cloak got the push. It was only just a push too, to be perfectly honest. But
Darren Goldspink did make the point there, the point you were making, Gary. He said you pushed him, it could only be his free kick. So he understood that he didn't clarify the situation immediately.
Well, I just reckon to ping a bloke for a 50 when all he'd said is you pushed him out. That could have been off the ball, on the ball. I reckon he was red hot on the 50.
I reckon you get a good explanation from Dean Laidley. He'd say, what were you thinking?
this is a big kick for Collingwood. Cameron Cloak coming in. The margin at 18 points. 3.5 minutes left in the first term. Cloak comes in, kicks, he sliced it. Didn't get through the ball at all, and it's through for a point. So Collingwood squandering a few chances in the last few moments. A touch on the line to Tarrant, and out of bounds on the full to Williams, and now a miss from Cloak.
Dave Rocker just come off the ground. They are just not dangerous enough up forward. Both Thompson and Rocker haven't been in enough contests.
Let's go!
Magpies. Short to the pocket. Sinclair. Kangaroos under real pressure at the moment, particularly this defence. Collingwood looking very dangerous every time they go forward. Sinclair told to play on, just chips it shy of the defensive 50, and the man who kicked it to him on the end of it. Makepeace once more decides to run it out, goes across the ground now. Telling kick. Stevens back on. up towards the defensive 50.
Pressure.
Awkward situation. Well, he was working overtime like a Baghdad plumber there, and eventually Pachoni comes in. He's taken down. Nothing going right for the Kangaroos.
That is brilliant when you key forward, one of your key forwards, a bloke who's better known for the high marking, the goals. Have a look at this. There's one tackle. There's a second one, and they are fair income tackles too.
Kangaroos haven't been inside 50 for 7 3/4 minutes. Burns gets the ruck work, the tap, he's tackled, and to the ground he goes.
Easy.
Ball up right on the 50.
They've got the full-on paddock going, if you like, the Kangaroo paddock. It's Blake Grimmer's the only fella who's even close to the 50-metre line there, attacking 50.
First ball up in play for the night, right on the Collingwood 50 with under 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. Rocker will do the ruck work too. Walker was the third man up, but it's Simpson, the Kangaroo skipper, who hawks it around with his right foot. Great play there by Stevens. He plays on. Now the Kangaroos a chance to go inside 50.
Quick this ball.
Harvey.
Grimmer's got it. Inside 50 it goes. Harvey is dangerous there. He's up forward. Off hands. Play on, says the umpire. Open goal. And that's exactly what Dean Laidley would have been praying for.
Well, when your one style of play is not working, the modern-day coach or the modern-day team have always got plan B. And for the Kangaroos, it's when they're big fellas like Rocker and Thompson aren't in the play, take one of them off, push everyone up, leave a hell of a lot of space behind them, and Brent Harvey's the man who's supposed to run in. Now, Wakeland, I guess, in a marking situation when there's so much danger behind you, had to kill the contest by punching the ball clear. He didn't, and Harvey capitalised on it.
Very handy goal approaching quarter time. Margin at 13 points then. How often have we seen that? Harvey running into an open goal.
Again, let's watch the footy.
Advice from umpire Woodcock. Hale and Cloak. Pachoni. Wells. Now Pratt. Well, he had a teammate. It ricochets down towards half forward. Oh, brilliant pick up. Jones from 52 metres out. Goes long, but he's off target. Sneaks it in for a behind.
Yeah, clean hands off the deck there when Shane Woden couldn't take it on the burst. The young boy got Blake Grimmer, who came on and created that goal. Just great leg speed to get away from his opponent. He's had some hamstring problems over the journey. 20-year-old. Good pace, Grimmer.
Taking plenty of time. Eventually kicks it long towards the wing. 3 players up at the drop. Wells, Sinclair, forward of the ring, around the corner, taken by Harvey. One bounce, runs down towards the 50. Perito gets on the end of it. Was it 15? The umpire says yes.
Just now, that is a tagging player who's taken a mark inside his forward 50. He is tagging Shane Woden, who's taking him into Woden's back line. See, Woden peels off because he is actually trying to be a link player when Collingwood get the ball. So he's not giving a great deal of respect to Ferrito's forward play.
Michael Ferrito will kick from right on the 50. Should get the distance. Starts it out to the right, trying to work it back. It doesn't. From behind.
So both teams now squandering some opportunities. Corey Jones and Michael Ferrito. Collingwood missing some chances to really
Has to mark it.
ace this quarter. Long kick. Cloak off hands. It's picked up by Wells. He's got the chance now. Inside 50 it goes again. And Jones will get his third shot for the quarter. He's kicked 2 behinds, but you're just about backing from here from 45 metres. And after the Magpies, at about the 27-minute mark of this quarter, had the Kangaroos on the back foot. Now I've got a chance at the 31-minute mark to be close enough to a goal.
That is just a decision error, though, goes by Clement, who makes so many right decisions. The 55-metre pass, it was going to carry for too long, and it was a 3-on-1.
In fact, Collingwood haven't had a possession in the last 5 minutes. It's 16-0.
And Clement couldn't have kicked it any better.
So Jones comes in, right on the siren. There was 1 second left in the passage of play, and Jones gets the goal, and the Kangaroos are back in it.
Are they ever? And look, he did kick the 3-on-1. Great effort by Daniel Wells. Didn't try and make a hero of himself by taking the big mark. He knew he had to get at the ground. He did. Quick enough to recover. Set up the goal.
Jones had missed too early. He wasn't going to miss the third, and the Kangaroos have fought back, but it's Collingwood by 5 points at quarter time. We've got a beauty on our hands. Friday night football from the MCG. This is AFL on 9. Right, there's John Kennedy, who coached the Kangaroos 20 years ago against Collingwood in the first ever Friday night football game. Alistair Clarkson from Hawthorn. Dennis Cometti for Channel 9.
Well done, Dean Laidley. Media friendly. Terrific. Margin 5 points. Started the second term. Friday night football. Petrie decisively. Lucuria, though, got there first. Kicks it inside the forward 50. Surrounded by Kangaroos. The football. Watt feeds it forward. Archer on collision course with Johnson. Perito grabs it. Slips it away. Simpson, quiet by his standards, kicks it down towards half forward. Prestigiacomo did well. Lays it off. Wakeland, a bit of a fumble. Cole on the burst. Up he comes. Lucuria back to Cole. Cole somehow got through. Down he goes, but it's holding it. Almost got through.
Had a bit of time to line him up there, Gaz.
He did. I reckon he didn't see one coming.
Got to pick your mark too. The one was Archer. Sinclair on the wing.
Kind to him in the end.
Probing kick. Well inside the forward 50, and the smallest man takes the mark.
Well, the kick from Sinclair, I reckon he spotted Stevens a long way away, and the kick in was always going to take a couple of seconds to get to him. So I thought, nah, not a great kick. Cloak made a meal of it. I mean, yeah, the big fella there is only young Cameron Cloak, but he just has to know, right, I'm the loose player. I haven't got an opponent. I've got to get in and just kill that contest.
That's a good call. That is a bit of an ego trip, that jump. Trying to take a big hanger, excited by what he's seen at the other end. Just get the ball.
Stevens from inside the 50 then. Wonderful finish. Kangaroos lead it against the odds.
Last week, rather, his timing was out. Cameron Cloak has been at times, and that can happen when you're a young bloke. But sometimes he just tries to go for the spectacular or the thing that's going to have a bit of flair about it.
Have a look at it again, guys. That's a dangerous kick by Sinclair. Now, he's excited by what he's seen by Rocker and Tarrant at the other end. And that is, like, good luck to him for trying his hand, but that's a bit of an ego trip to try and take the big hanger.
Kangaroos hit the front for the first time tonight. We've been going a minute and a half in this second term. And it's the Kangaroos by a point. Cloak gets his chance to redeem. Up early again, though. Knocked forward by Morrison for Collingwood. Morrison tries to knock it forward again. He does with a third possession inside the 50. Carousella overran it. Lucuria went for his second soccer in a couple of minutes. He got into the back of Harris there. Umpire said play on. It spills to Carousella, who flicks it out wide for Walker. Onto his left boot. Tristan Walker lines up the goals and is offline. And scores a level again at the MCG.
Both teams got a loose player at the moment. It looks like the Kangaroos are letting Prestigiacomo go because at the other end, Sinclair's the bloke running through.
Wells takes the kick out. He finds Sinclair in the back pocket.
Interesting too after that last attempt by Cloak in the back line. Shane Wakeland just screamed at him to punch it next time.
Wells miskicked and Perito was able to just hold the ball in and kick it forward. Now they're inside 50. That's a free kick.
That's
and
a free
it's
kick.
going to target Lockwood.
Arm first, then give it away. Give it to him now.
Anthony Rocker's breathing a sigh of relief because he's the bloke that missed the footy in the middle of the ground.
Like to see that one again. Lockyer. Prestigiacomo the fumble, but ample time to recover. Cloak comes on a searching lead, got one hand to it. Fell to his advantage, goes back, swoops on the loose ball, kicks it down towards half forward. Tarrant had it knocked away. Chance for Simpson across half back, all the time in the world. Colbert kicks towards half forward, hangs a long time in the air. Jones got hands to it, clever by Paccioni. Jones favoured by that tap. He's on the wing, comes back. Petrie. Kangaroos looking good now. Towards half forward goes the kick. Thompson the big leap. Off hands and across the boundary line. Watch this again.
Sling throws him to his right-hand side. It's a free kick.
Yeah, it's a free. This season it's a free. Last season it was not a free. Not bad by the same token to mark the footy after flinging him into the turnbuckle. Tossed in. Cloak knocked it in front again. He's not timing his work, Cloak, at the present time. I would imagine he leaves his messages before the beat. He's been jumping and not quite getting there. But he's not really a ruckman by trade. thrust into this role simply because of injuries. He's in front here. Beaten by Hale. Archer. Still Archer. Lockyer took him down. Well done. This is Grant over the top for Rito. Claimed immediately. Simpson hooks it down towards full forward. Getting back Woden. Well played. They'll bring it out. Holland the short one. Wakeland. Morrison. Sliding across their shore. Thought about going wide, and now it comes back towards the corridor. Well played. Bit going on off the ball. Meantime, Burns kicks inside the forward 50. Off hands. Tarrant leads in the race deep in the pocket. Couldn't pick it up. Sliding in Colbert. Going after it, Carosella. Tarrant comes again. And with him, Pratt, and the ball trickles across the boundary line.
Still going on behind play.
Plenty happening in the middle of the ground.
Lucuria and Ferrito.
Yeah, Johnson started with Johnson and Ferrito was the start of it.
Well, Ferrito's tagging Johnson now.
In the meantime, Carosella in, dragged up the ball to get the free kick. And Blake Carosella will line up to put Collingwood in front. Well, he will line up from 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
In very good hands. He kicked the footy beautifully a couple of weeks ago when no one else could for Collingwood. So, look, this is I guess the value of Blake Carosella. He mightn't get it 20 times, but if he gets his hands on it, anywhere between 10 and 12, you reckon he's going to have 5 shots a goal.
Kangaroos have kicked the last 3 of the game.
71% from here, Ed. I would hazard a guess that, gee, you'd think he'd be a whole lot more than that in percentage terms of chance. He's a great kick.
Carosella comes in and kicks the goal to put Collingwood in front by that margin.
Ferrito, who had the tagging job on Woden in the first quarter, has gone over onto Benny Johnson on the wing now. He's tagging him, and what actually happened was that Johnson tried to thrust him away, and so the stink started there, but back to the goal there.
Not sure there was an enormous amount of free kick.
That's the way the match has been adjudicated so far, though.
I'm still not sure there was an enormous amount of free kick.
What's the ball again?
Certainly different this season. The umpire's paying free kicks. Last season, you really had to work overtime to get them. Cloak, that was better. Decisively, down to Burns. O'Brien, nicely measured. Releases Shaw into space. Kicks inside the 50. Tarrant missed it. Runs on and goes across the boundary line.
Now, the Magpies are a big show to go full journey here. And as long as the kid Darren Harris doesn't find a little bit of touch. He's only had one stat so far, and he is very good at the clearances. Should he start getting it, that's going to really hurt Collingwood. Around the clearances, at least, anyway.
Boundary throw in.
He's loose with this clearance too,
He'll get front and centre here.
Knocked down by Brown. Shaw's got it just outside the 50. Hand passes towards the middle. O'Brien missed it. Johnson couldn't handle it. Simpson to Makepeace. Nothing much on, so he goes towards the boundary. It's a race back. Cole gathers, looks down towards half forward. Clever kick under the circumstances. Johnson to the middle. O'Brien, he's marked 52 metres out, wants to lay it off at least initially.
He's going to go quick. He should go quick. Rocker's one out in the goal square.
O'Brien's on his own, 20 metres out from goal.
Woden by himself in the pocket as well.
Seen him.
An embarrassment of riches. Well, he saw somebody. Williams was there.
O'Brien had it. Well, Woden ran down the wing. He was there for 10 minutes.
I think our voices carry because they covered everybody we were talking about, and Williams was left free.
You've got to ask the question of the Kangaroos. I mean, one bloke was in one pocket for a good 20 seconds with no one near him, and then another one bobs up on the other side.
Colbert did ask the question as he arrived on the mark. So Williams, the former West Coast Eagle, will kick from about 25 metres out. Both sides having their runs in this game. This for a 12-point margin. You'd like him from here.
You can have him from there.
Well, there you go.
And the boy I talked of, I told you he was out of form. Harris has been taken to the bench. He just cannot draw a footy in the last couple of weeks. Good player.
Sinclair kicks out wide, and a strong mark taken by the captain, Simpson. Pratt. Still inside defensive 50. Takes a little while to get rid of it. Good kick in the end. Up towards the centre wing position. Hale knocks it to the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in on centre wing. 7 points the difference. Collingwood in front as Simon Prestigiacomo sits out for a while. Leon Davis alongside him.
Well, Archer's just given Trev Cloak a little one in the midriff to go on with.
Williams kicks it forward. O'Brien, nice pick up. Gives it off to Licuria. Licuria looks for Tarrant in the pocket, and it was wide. Yeah, Chris Tarrant just unable to get there in time over the line and out of bounds.
That's just the habit there. I mean, just because Chris Tarrant leads to the pocket doesn't mean you kick it to him.
Travis Cloak saying, how can he do that and get away with it?
Probably more than a little one.
I think so.
This time it's Anthony Rocker doing the ruck work. Off hands, O'Brien. Concedes the ground with a handball. Shannon Grant knocks it. Good play by Lockyer to Burns to the boundary line. And a throw in.
Nonetheless, how clever was O'Brien then? He heard the tackle, heard the call when he had the tackle applied to him. Didn't see the player, the teammate, and waited till the tackle spun him in that direction before he offloaded the handball. Didn't get there, but geez, good awareness.
Logan Hay. Archer crashes through, high up and under. Big mark required here. Good play by Cole, pressing through. On his favourite left boot, goes short with a kick and finds Williams. Williams' next kick important for the Magpies. He sets it up. Rocker's there. Brown as well. Pratt with courage. Takes a very, very courageous mark. Well played.
Great mark, but a wrong spot again. Kicking deep into the pocket. I mean, they prove what they can do and they put it up in the air into a dangerous spot.
Sinclair to Grant. Wells is on for the short one. He's got it now. Well, he made a decision, Walker. It was the wrong one. Wells runs on. Goes over the top, back towards the middle from Watt. Wells once more. Archer pushing up towards centre half forward. Sainsbury cleared him. And the mark is taken by Morrison. Collingwood breathe a sigh of relief. They bring it out. Holland to Lockyer. He's at right half back. Burns is on. The next link in the chain. Just short of right centre wing. Tarrant wants it. He's running hard. Archer, meantime, comes off the ground in the foreground. You saw him leave. Burns. Back to Lockyer. Lockyer to Holland. Holland short of centre half back, but he's got a problem. They're closed down on that side that he was intending to go to. Now Williams thought about Wakeland, told to play on. Kicks towards centre half forward. Mark that if you're lucky. Well,
Anthony Rocker's in a bit of trouble.
Brown comes up, took the mark. Rocker appears to have gone with what was it coming in, a hamstring. That appears to be an ankle. Meantime, the ball's on the outer side and won't usurp the dot. Meantime, Wells has got the football, twisting, turning, buying a little time. Not clever. Stevens in front of Williams.
Looks like an Achilles from here, doesn't it?
Yeah, he pulled up, went on a lead, pulled up pretty badly, put his hand straight in the air.
All right, well, there was a question mark, as you said, boys coming in. He passed the fitness test. In the meantime, Corey Jones kicks it long up towards full forward for the Kangaroos. Scott Burns with great courage takes the mark, kicks it up to Carousella. On the hop, he's got it, but there's nothing on up forward, so he has to hold his nerve and does so and finds Burns.
See Archer's on the bench and he was taking his warm down walk along the boundary and he just yelled at Blake Carousella from 2 metres behind from the outside of the boundary. You're hot, hot, hot. Trying to rush him.
Great play by Collingwood there. Burns to Lockyer, then to Tristan Walker, the long kick forward. Terrence got it, no, over his head. Couldn't hold the mark. Good play by Watt. Underneath the play, it's Wells. Look at that, great evasive skills. Gets it off to Brown. They've got the numbers there at the moment because no one's come back for Collingwood, and the Kangaroos have got it all on their own. Colbert at half-back flank. So Collingwood now without their captain, Anthony Rocker, who's filling in for their captain, Nathan Buckley, of course. Big kick, just a little bit long, but Pratt's got plenty of time. Rees Shaw and hot pursuits, picked up by Pratt. Kick wasn't good enough. It missed the target, but Wakeland went to ground and up goes Harvey. He's 55 out. The kick forward, punched away by Woden was good play. Jones goes in a second time. Cole knocks it out. It goes straight to Harvey though. Harvey under the tackle, kicks up towards full forward. Rocker's there. And it bounces over the line and out of bounds for a throw in.
Well, it's a big reshuffle. There's Anthony Rocker, hands in head. That does not look good. Doc Larkins will be all over it, but he knew the minute he pulled up, he knew he was in trouble.
Hands in head. Boundary throw. I know what you meant. Boundary throw it in the pocket. Can't be good. Wakeland over the top. Got a fist on it. Collingwood's bad run with injury. Appears to have continued tonight. The ball's out of bounds. Let's see what happened. He's taking off for a lead initially. And obviously, something's going to give.
Any minute now.
Well, it may have been an ankle, was it? Something seemed to turn there as he was a couple of paces before we ended that replay. Grant, meantime, Baccioni, 40 metres out, floats it to full forward. Good. Wakeland didn't quite time the jump, but kept his eye on the football.
Good play there by Wakeland, and also James Clement to hold his man. Had the numbers of the Magpies. Gary or Derm will ask you how the setup is for Collingwood up forward now that Rocker is off the ground. As O'Brien brings the ball up the wing. James Clement marks.
Well, Tarrant's one out. He usually leads to this ball that Maxwell's going for, but Tarrant started deep.
Maxwell was the replacement for Rocker. Big forward, good lead by Lucuria. Hale has dropped back into the hole. 7th possession for Paul Lucuria. High up and under. Tarrant will have to jump and beat 3. Hale got back. He was the man.
Well, surely they do that as often now without Rocker.
Chris needs to be careful.
So what needs to happen now, Gary, that Collingwood are down to one leading forward in Chris Tarrant?
Well, Walker probably got to assume that at centre-half forward role. Tarrant's got to perhaps play deep. Johnson, I reckon, was so important last week as a half forward. I'd get him down there with Carousella and just understand that there's a loose man for the Kangaroos. You can't go bombing on the as regular occasion as you did early in the piece. You've got to be a dangerous forward line, otherwise the defence just take you for granted and clear too easily.
Walker's actually been playing the meet the ball centre-half forward up around the wing, so he's going to have to alter his game, come back inside Collingwood's forward 50 just to be another big body to give a contest to as the Kangaroos spear one up to Ferrito, who's finding a bit of the footy for a tagging role tonight.
Now he plays on, runs forward of the wing, kicks inside the forward 50. Wakeland goes back and takes the mark. Collingwood lead by 7 points, but Rocker off the ground. He looked despondent. Debatable whether he'll come back. Davis a bit lucky to get away there. Kicks it out wide, close to the boundary line. Lucuria, the first to arrive. Baccioni right there at his hip. And the ball goes across the boundary line as we go down to the dock.
Yes, Dennis, look, if we see this incident again, you just watch Anthony Rocker look behind him as if he's been shot or someone's hit him. That's got all the signs of a ruptured Achilles. You see him hop, and he was limping, and it looked more like close down. They're taking him out of sight at the moment, but it may be a ruptured Achilles tendon. It's exactly the way an athlete normally reacts when they look behind to see who's kicked them.
And if it is, Pete, what does that mean?
Well, you repair those, Ed, and you're looking at 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months, okay.
Thompson dropped the mark on the wing. Shaw comes through. Well, the kick, not much really. Chopped off by Pratt. An indecisive kick has given the Kangaroos a rebound opportunity, and they could use it here. Harris has got it 60 metres out, flanked by 2 runners, and a man loose in the pocket who slipped over.
And so did Shane Woden about a second earlier, so there's a little bit of justice. Woden slipped over. Jones got some space, and then Jones fell over.
Just on that one, though, when you saw the Rocker one with the injury, that right foot, when it hits, it looks like he's almost running on the lino. His foot gets through the turf pretty quick. I wonder whether it's just when the ground's been watered. We had a bit of rain during the week where it's a bit slippery underfoot underneath.
We'll come back to Pete for a bit more on Anthony Rocker in a moment. 3 to 4 months was what he said, not weeks. Had 16 to 20 weeks. We'll get that clarified in a moment. As Collingwood supporters, everyone fall over. In the meantime, the Kangaroos can raffle this. No, they can't. Up goes Cloak. He headed the ball in the end, I think. It's picked up now by Reece Shaw. Kicks it to the wide open spaces. Now the charge is on. Hale did well, got to the ground, but Lucuria really ran hard to save the day. Well played, Paul Lucuria, and he comes off for a breather. Julian Rowe on. So Pete Larkins, can I just get that clarified? Did you say 3 to 4 months?
I did, Ed. Sorry, I was just following Anthony across over here, but 3 to 4 months at best if he's got a torn Achilles tendon that has to be repaired.
So basically you're saying it's a season-ending injury if it's a torn Achilles tendon?
Well, yeah.
As good as...
Certainly, Ed, you're looking at August, yep.
Okay, well, there you go.
Depending on the extent of the rupture there, yeah. That's what Pat Cash had that. I think Wayne Campbell had that. He didn't exactly rush those sportsmen back.
No. We'll get more from Pete later on in the game, of course, on just what it all means. In the meantime, it means that Collingwood are a man short. as far as a tall forward's concerned. Up it comes to the forward 50 now. Out comes the one that's left. That's Chris Tarrant. Took it beautifully. Got it out to O'Brien. O'Brien kicks to a vacant square. It bounces, it bounces, it bounces. It's a goal to Collingwood to Shane O'Brien.
Well, I'm not sure that Jess Sinclair's going to want to see this one again. They had the numbers there, the Kangaroos, and that is just a pathetic effort, I'm afraid, by Jess. There's an opportunity to throw your arms around and lay a tackle. Sailed through the air with his shoulder or his elbow tucked in and missed everything.
It's the size of Tarrant that made him want to bump him rather than tackle.
Cost him a goal.
Yep.
No, this doesn't look good.
Well, it does not look good at all. But neither did Jess Sinclair just then, and we'll have a look at it again, I'm sure. It was a poor effort from Jess, and it's cost his side a goal.
7-5-5-4. Davis claimed immediately by Simpson.
Easy go ahead. High tackle. No need to do that. No need to do it. High tackle. Let him go now. Thank you, Adam.
And hear the umpire in the background. Meantime, we're watching Rocker. And it's a free kick after Davis was worked over on the ground.
Rocker had Achilles problems during the pre-season.
Shaw has been busy in the last few minutes, pushing up the ground now. He's got this 60 metres from goal. And despite the absence of Rocker, Collingwood are playing good footing. Spots movement on the forward line, goes to it. Carousel, it could have been pushed in the back. Archer gathers close to the boundary line. Gets it away to Grimmer. Grimmer from left half back, high ball, short of the wing, drifting in from the side, Makepeace. Very good player, Makepeace, wants to go and does. Penetrating kick towards half forward, setting Petrie a task. He's outnumbered, knocks it to his own advantage. Hale went down. Sainsbury coming through, feeds it back. Here's Ferrito on the wing, chips in short. Grimmer gets the cross towards Wells. That was untidy. That wasn't. Wonderful gather. Rocker now has to go after it. Severio cleverly with his side of the foot sends it away from goal. Simpson falling down, goes to Harris. Harris pushing up towards half forward is claimed. Hand passes across towards Rocker once more. He couldn't control it. In comes Grimmer. Grimmer gets a hand pass across to Sainsbury. Sainsbury comes back to Simpson. 70 metres out. Sets it long down towards full forward. Woden behind. Spills to Walker. He's holding the footy. He's holding the footy and or he threw it. Doesn't matter much. He slowed down when he should have been accelerating, and he was claimed from behind. There was a man right in his hip pocket.
Took the handball there and gets the right arm taken away from the ball.
Jones should have got the free kick.
Jones should have got the one against Woden about 2 seconds earlier. So good effort from a big man. Good chase. Good tackle.
One more.
So
Hope he means to the right, because if he means to the left, he'll be in Punt Road.
Oh, that's right. Very sharp angle, but some working room as he goes around, snaps across the body and splits the middle. David Hale.
Some talent, the boy. Big Hale. Moves very well. We saw him get carved up physically over the last couple of years. This year he's come out. He's put a bit more weight on. This is the right arm over the shoulder of Corey Jones by Woden. And here he goes. Thinking in slow motion there. And pinned for the handball. He's got good touch, this boy, for a big fella off his feet.
So David Hale kicks a beautiful goal from the boundary line. Beautiful goal in anyone's language, but certainly for a man of his height. Centre clearance is 10-3 so far Collingwood's way. Walker goes up, he got the tap, but it's going to be a fourth clearance for the Kangaroos as Sinclair shares it around. Finally to Stevens, who brings it out wide to the danger man, Wells picks his mark, goes long looking for Severio Rocker. Out comes Shane Wakelin. Lockyer in support, receives the handball, measures the kick and finds Rowe. Good play.
Good player, Shane Wakelin. He is a very good player. He doesn't lower his colours too often.
I'm not surprised they've taken their last 4 centre bounces. That is a shame. Collingwood have really got their B-grade centre clearance team in there at the moment.
Carousella kicks up. Tarrant was there, but Pratt got across to punch it away. Archer ricochets out. Picked up by Wells. Wells has got players on up the field. He just holds his kick now. Being corralled by Morrison was good play.
Well done.
That was great play by Chad Morrison. An inexperienced player would have run straight at him and been danced around. Morrison corralled him, forced the issue, and Collingwood get the free kick on centre wing.
Oh, look, he is a thinking footballer, Chad Morrison. There's no doubt about that.
Tried to be too clever, Daniel Wells. He should have kicked the first one to Farita, who was on.
Finding some space. Wells. There goes the kick towards half forward. Carousella was there. Archer knocks it to his own advantage. Still he goes. Wells did well, almost cleaned up by Archer. Away it comes to Sinclair. Not a bad kick either. Into the path of Rocker. Awkward bounce. Taken by Harvey. Goes to Jones. Running hard towards full forward is Thompson. Kick goes in that direction. Being held, I think, the bit fell over. He'll get the free kick.
Well, we say often that once you get a defender with his back to the footy, then you're in all sorts of trouble. And that's the way they interpret these days. Any contact, the arm, with your back to the footy, to the body, wherever. They're going to ping you for a free kick. That's why the paddock is such an effective tool to use.
I don't think Wallaby Bob McMaster would have called that a hold, though.
Well, but there's a lot of things going on today that...
Oh, it was a brush. It was a brush. Anyway, Thompson, 5 metres out. A point the difference.
Well, that's the way that the game is adjudicated in the modern era. But look, you get a player like Simon Prestigiacomo, who is honest, but you get him running back to goal like that, and all sorts of things can happen, and that's the umpires are going to ping those. You reckon the player on the lead, on a hard lead with a little arm contact, that's soft? Well, they're going to pay that every single time.
Guys, at the footy again.
Goals from free kicks, 2 each tonight. We've played 26 minutes, as you can see. Inside 2.5 left in the quarter. It's a point the difference. Picked up by Shaw for Collingwood. Look away, handball to Cole. Just squeezes the kick. It was a good one to Lockyer. The handball goes on to O'Brien. Stops and drops from 52 metres. He kicks to the goal square. He's put it through. A big goal to Collingwood, and O'Brien gets his second.
Not getting massive amounts of statistics and kicks and handballs. Shane O'Brien's 11 now. We're just bordering half-time. But what he's doing with creativity. You've got Rhys Shaw there. Comes through the pack. He's actually had a reasonable game. He's up against Daniel Wells, and although Rhys Shaw's earned a bit of a reputation as taking on good opposition players and stamping them out, he's had a fair bit of it, but so too has Daniel Wells.
I have to say that was a very good kick too, because he lost momentum. He virtually stopped and off his step. Able to get 52 metres on that one. Margin back to 7 points. 2 minutes out from half-time. Hale wins it beautifully. Down to Harvey. Floats one inside the forward 50. Was that in the back? Thompson went to ground. Rocker slaps at Goldwood. Standing in the road, Morrison. Gained about 5 metres. Spills across to Prestigiacomo. Drives it towards the wing in front. Carousella went down. Not the spot to be. Stevens knocks it to the advantage of Sinclair. He puts it to boot rather awkwardly, and the ball bounces out of bounds.
Gee, Jess Sinclair's had a lot of the footy this second quarter.
He's been
coming
loose
off the half-back line.
It's been loose for most of it, Derm. There's Rhys Shaw has also had a fair bit of the footy. But Sinclair's the loose, and Prestigiacomo is the corresponding loose.
Boundary throw in about 65 metres out from the Kangaroos attacking goal then. Hale in front, went wide of him. Jones knocked it, but straight to Licuria. Kicks it up short of the wing. Johnson came hard, knocked it wide. Carousella taken down by Makepeace, arriving quickly. Jones tackled by Johnson. Stevens in the grasp, heads for the boundary line. Cole, Grimmer's got him. Cole recovers the football, lays it off Johnson. Too clever by half. Awkward one for Woden. Pachoni just over a minute till half time. This is Grimmer on the outer side. Kicks it down towards half forward. Up in front, the mark and or free kick. Paid a free kick to Grant.
There was an ordinary kick coming in from Johnson. The Collingwood players all up the line and tried to bring it inboard. Opened it up for the Kangaroos.
He's got Hale now.
Ballers play on. kicks forward over the head of Lockyer there. 2 Kangaroos. There's Hale coming into place. Gets the handball off to Wells. Put down your glasses. Wells lines in and misses.
Well, he's Rhys Shaw's opponent, and you could fit the Queen Mary between the two of them at the moment.
Well, Daniel Wells. I'd put the glasses down.
Have to kick those.
Lift them back up again. It's a goal the difference with 37 seconds. There's 5 points at quarter time that Collingwood led by. And they've been able to get out at one stage with a 13-point lead. O'Brien tries to draw Hale. Runs around him in the end. Kicks long. Carousella. This is a big contest. The Kangaroos got the numbers. Stevens did it beautifully. Just laid it off the Pratt. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's a chance for the Kangaroos. Inside they go. Stevens into big Severio Rocker. 4 seconds. It's high in the air. Need a grab. Right on the siren. It's a free kick. And it's going Collingwood's way. So that'll be it for the quarter.
You pulled him and then went. You pulled him, mate. You grabbed him like that. Pulled him over. You did, mate.
Okay, there you go. Shannon Grant, and fair enough to Darren Goldsmith, just showing him what was going on. And there we go. Boos coming from both sides of the ground for the umpiring, which is traditional in an AFL football game. Mick Moldhouse has got a bit of thinking to do because his acting captain, Anthony Rocker, is off the ground, and there he is. A sorry sight for Collingwood supporters. Anthony Rocker, it looks like, under getting that ankle strap. Pete Larkin saying that it could well be a ruptured Achilles tendon. If that is the case, and by the looks of the amount of strapping going on there, that is not a rolled ankle by any stretch of the imagination. And if it is, it could be up to 16 weeks out for the Collingwood captain. The full-time skipper is out of the side for Collingwood, Nathan Buckley. Now big Anthony Rocker's gone too. But the Magpies still hang on to a goal lead at half-time at the MCG. A big test for the Collingwood Football Club up against the unbeaten Kangaroos when we return on Friday Night Football. This is AFL on 9. It's all set up for a classic Friday Night Football game here at the MCG, with Collingwood leading the Kangaroos by a goal. The big news tonight, though, for Collingwood is the injury to acting captain Anthony Rocker. First diagnosis from Dr. Peter Larkins was it could well be a ruptured Achilles tendon. If that is the case, it's pretty much the season. Pete, you've had a second look in at half-time. Any further news?
Yes, Ed, I said the mechanism as he looks behind and his foot goes from under him, as Dermot said, look, Collingwood are expecting it to be a severe calf tear. They said they were going to assess him more at half-time. Haven't had a chance to check with them as they've come out, but they were saying it's definitely a calf tear near the Achilles, but they didn't think it was a full Achilles tear. So that would be much better news. Obviously wouldn't put him out for the time frame we speculated if it was the Achilles. Obviously gone for tonight, Ed, and a bad calf is worse than a bad hamstring, if you know what I mean. It can be up to 5 or 6 weeks, but better than an Achilles rupture.
Okay, so best case scenario, Pete, you're saying 5 to 6 weeks, worst case season.
Your worst case season, but as I said, they were going to check him again at half-time, Ed.
We'll get you, Pete. We'll let you get off the air there, mate, and go and find out what's going on. Pete Larkins will get over and find out exactly what is going on. In the meantime, let's go down to Tony Jones, I think, is down there. No, sorry, Nathan Buckley. Bucks is with us. Thanks, Bucks, for joining us.
Thanks, Ed.
Well, Bucks, can you shed any light on what's happening to Anthony Rocker at the moment?
Look, he went into the game with a little bit of a calf niggle. He's obviously aggravated that. How bad it is, we don't know yet.
Nathan, then the forward line structure becomes all important. A lot of focus on Chris Tarrant. How else are they going to set up?
Yeah, well, obviously Pebs is a big loss down there, but we'll probably whack another forward, either Tex Walker or Cameron Cloak, down deep into the forward line. Obviously, the North Melbourne halfbacks are very good at dropping back, and we don't want them to be able to do that, so we need to use our half forwards pushing towards the ball also.
Bucks, Dermot here. We've seen over the last few weeks that the Kangaroos can score goals from limited opportunities inside their forward 50. Have you got a plan in wait for them? Are you going to line numbers in the back line?
Oh, no, I think it's just win the footy, Derm. I think we need to make sure we get more hands on it. I think they've had 40 more possessions than we have. We also need to have a look at Sinclair down back. If they set up their loose man, they're generally pretty good coming forward. And
they've played just a slightly shorter game tonight.
Yeah, look, they're a very disciplined side. We know they're going to stick to their game plan. We just need to beat them at their own game.
Okay, thanks, Bucks. Good on you, mate. As we start the second half with Dennis Committee, and we've got some more news from the Collingwood bench. We'll go to the dock at the first break in play. Away we go, Dennis, on Friday Night Football.
Thanks, Ed. Magpies by 6 points then, 53-47. It's been a good game of footy in ideal conditions. Cloak knocks it down. Lucuria tries to bulldog it out over the football grant on his knees. Too slick for Wells, taken by Burns. Back to Lucuria. High ball inside the forward 50. Coming back with courage, Archer. Spilt to Paccioni. Spots a man wide. That's Simpson. Runners to both sides. And now Sinclair runs it up to the wing. Looks inside the forward 50. Rocker, the healthy one, and it bounced off his chest. Well played, Prestigiacomo. Found the ball on the ground, sprang to his feet, kicks it back towards the wing. Petrie overran it, taken by Cole, trying to force a passage, got a hand pass to Lockyer. Over the top it comes to Maxwell. Maxwell on the wing, goes down towards left half forward. Tarrant on the burst, lays it off to Carosella, spots a man running to space. Well, it might have been Brown he saw, because Walker, favoured by the bounce, kicks it from close to the first row. It was out of bounds before he kicked it. Let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, just the Anthony Rocker update that they've confirmed it's definitely a bad calf tear, and they're not sure how long he'll be out at the moment.
Walker's the man they've gone for to assist Tarrant. Now Tarrant, long wide lead. He may just have to curb that somewhat to provide a more substantial target down the middle.
They're saying out of bounds on the full. I'd like to have another
It
look
was
at
out,
that.
Dan. You called it correctly first time.
Oh, thanks, Durden. There goes the kick from Makepeace. That was due.
Yeah.
Stevens, we'll get that one rolled up for you there, Dennis, in a moment, as the kick comes up to centre wing. Jones to the boundary line. That one is definitely out of bounds. What about this one, boys?
He takes it out before he kicks it.
He is miles out of bounds.
Well and truly out.
So,
A lot further out
boundary
than Harmsy
umpire
was.
26.
Well, that was a central umpire.
Was
I
that the
think.
centre umpire?
Yes.
Throw in. Up goes Cloak. It comes down. Morrison did it well. Lockyer, quick hands to Shaw. Brodie Holland. Cam Cloak's the last man. There's a lot of possessions and not much going forward, but Collingwood find a bit of space and Holland does it nicely, and it ends up with Johnson. Needs to get into the play, Ben Johnson. On centre wing. Thumping kick up inside 50 it goes. Tarrant, but the mark was too strong, taken by Shannon Watt.
Now, they become very Tarrant conscious, will the Kangaroo defenders. They'll peel off and go to him, so they've got to be more unpredictable when they go forward.
Wells is running. Thompson kicks towards half forward. Petrie comes on the lead and takes a very good mark.
Jimmy, back him up.
That was better by Reece Shaw. He refused to go to Thompson, just tagged Wells all the way through then.
Petrie to Rocker, deep in the pocket, and the big fellow takes a tumble and has the ball about 10 metres in from the boundary line.
Just his second mark. Sav Rocker hasn't really looked likely at all in the first half. So I've pushed him a bit deeper with Sainsbury rather next to him.
That's a roll mob.
Now, Severio's kicking, if he gets bigger, high elevation on it, it'll go left to right, and if he kicks it flat, he tends to pull them right to left. So well, it's true. He gets a different
You're
action
doing
on
it to
it.
me again, Dirk.
If he gets elevation on it, he'll get it as he looks at it go away. It'll get left to right on it. A flatter one will be more difficult to spear.
This is either going to go left or right, Dennis.
You heard that, so
Well, get elevation on it. He's a big show.
lock your answers in at home. Rocker kicks.
No good, mate.
Didn't get the elevation.
Didn't even get post height.
Now he's hurt, is he? No, he seems to be okay. I thought for a moment he reached for his ankle. Anyway, the margin is 5 points. 8-5 plays 7-6.
Not hereditary, is it?
A family
Wait.
defect.
Woden. Kick in. More from the dock a little bit later on. Cameron Cloak didn't go hard enough at it. Collingwood with the numbers. Made it hard for that man, Brodie Holland.
No chance.
And well locked up by Shannon Grant.
He's learning the caper, Cameron Cloak, and this will be a tape that they'll dish out at the end of the week, or the start of the week.
Not much wrong.
You just got to attack the footy.
Yeah, that's all just learning, as you say, learning experience. Got a bit of purchase on that one. Going to ground with Stevens. Wakeland's had a mighty game for Collingwood. Looks up, the kick was pretty good too, out in front of a teammate. There's a chance for Maxwell. Kept his feet, got it out to Carosella. Carosella bombs long. Shaw's underneath it. Tarrant's there for Collingwood. He's got it. And Chris Tarrant needs to kick the goal for the Maggies from 45 metres out. No real angle to worry about.
Got a direct feed through to Gary Lyon. Then he led up into the dangerous part of the ground here.
Good play by Maxwell. Got it out. And nice kick forward by Blake Carosella.
Quick enough to be one-on-one too, which is so important.
That's a good mark.
And strong mark too. Strong play. So Chris Tarrant has kicked 1 goal. Anthony Rocca had kicked 3 in the first term before going from the ground. So Tarrant comes in, has kicked 1 goal, 1. It bends back. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. A badly needed one for the Magpies.
Well, he becomes the man, doesn't he? Chris Tarrant, as I was just saying earlier, Dermot, you don't have to be rocket science to realise that a lot of traffic is going to go through him. I guess it's the peripheral Collingwood forwards that need to find themselves in dangerous positions as well, because he'll get 1 and 2 players dropping back on him. He kicked 5 second-half goals last week. They're probably needing to do it again.
Collingwood 5 in.
Margin 11 points. Chris Tarrant's got 2 goals. His best effort against the Kangaroos. 5, round 7, 2001. He's kicked now 25 career goals against the Kangaroos. They need him to spark in this second half.
Oh, dear.
Interesting.
What was that?
Eventually, Licuria, synchronised jumping. Away comes Shaw, kicks inside the forward 50. From the side, Makepeace hung in the air. Beautifully done, knocked it to his own advantage. Swings it wide, taken by Harvey. Is at left half back and running. Draws a man in Shaw, goes over the top. This is Simpson. Takes plenty of time. Back to Harvey. Bounced obligingly for him. Cutting a swathe down towards half forward for Rito.
Good effort.
That was terrific.
The raw pace then from the midfielders of the Kangaroos.
2 players that know themselves or know each other very well in Adam Simpson and Brent Harvey. He just handballed that into space and said, you're good enough, you're quick enough, get on the end of this.
Watch Licuria here confront him in a second when he gets the return. And yeah, just knows he's not going to be run down here. Starts a metre there and just keeps going.
Burrito just outside the 50. It's a pretty good effort. It's a goal. The Kangaroos bounce back.
Well, they'll keep coming. They'll keep coming. They've given every indication throughout the course this year already they're going to keep coming. So Frida's been a good play to them. We had Woden early in the piece.
Yep.
And was good enough or smart enough or had enough confidence to know that he also had to go after the footy.
Well, Ben Johnson's been very dangerous for the Magpies over the last couple of weeks, so Ferrito got him after quarter time.
Magpies by 5 points. Early in the 3rd term. Friday night football from the MCG. An enthralling contest. Thompson and Walker doing the ruck work in the centre. Both up early, neither got an effective tap. Simpson on hands and knees, flicks it out. Plenty of Magpies. They ran into each other though. Holland did it well. Kicked out by Woden. It comes to Carousella. High up and under. Underneath it they go. Archer. I won't even say courage because that is a tautology to mention courage and Glenn Archer in the same sentence. Beautiful play by Glenn Archer. The kick was just as good. Out to his captain in Simpson. Defensive 50. Simpson on the left boot. Kicks it out to space. And Shannon Grant is starting to run into the game now. Grant looks forward. Hale's got away. Hale's the man they're looking for. Walker got back. Did it nicely. Did it very well, in fact. To Burns. Now to Holland. Holland out wide. And the mark's been taken by Morrison.
His last 2 involvements, Brodie Holland, have been very, very important. He kept a cool head there and he charged at the footy in the middle of the ground when it was up for gets.
Chips to Carousella at half-back flank for Collingwood. 10th touch for number 10 for Collingwood. The Carousella just waiting, not much on offer. Goes up the line now. It's Wells versus Shaw. Shaw did everything right, but couldn't quite get there in the end. The ball goes over the line and out of bounds.
That's where young Cameron Cloke, who was playing centre-half forward, just had to present up the line, not get that ball out so wide.
Reshaw and Wells, 13 possessions to Reshaw, 16 to Daniel Wells.
So the interchange players, a few blondes not having too much fun there. Just around the boundary line. Licuria poked it about 15 metres. Holland didn't appear to have the football. Knocked it to the voice supplied by Carousella. He was taken down. Now Wells almost got away. Went looking for Harvey. The hand pass stifled by Burns. Well played, Burns. To Shaw. That was clever as well. Kicks towards half forward. Loose ball at the back. Through comes Jones. Wrestled down. Didn't have it.
Didn't have it, Paul. He never took possession, mate.
Clearances this term. Collingwood 5. The Kangaroos none.
This Sinclair has racked up getting touches and no one will go near him from a Collingwood point of view.
And he's off.
They've been peaking.
Not yet.
Here's Sinclair. short to Thompson. Well weighted kick.
That was his 20th.
Now Thompson looked at Rocker. That was the no pass look, as distinct from the no look pass. Now he goes out wide, and the mark is taken by Hale.
He should bring it back into Lee Brown, who runs through the line here, but he'll go back across the back of the square, and they'll come in the other direction.
Pratt. What gets the distance? Not a bad kick. Hale decides to go now. In fact, it's Watt. Watt, a high ball to the 50. Brown in from the side. Woden close to the boundary line. Interesting. Johnson from left half back. Penetrating kick towards the wing. Cloak's in front. Colbert punched away. Sinclair came hard. Was held. Advantage is paid. Watt gives it across to support. Stevens inside the forward 50. Oh, clever mark.
I'll tell you what, that is a great kick, and might I say, very good umpiring. The advantage for he was there. He looked at it. Goldspink. It wasn't a great handball to Stevens, but he knew that he had time to get away.
Actually read the play well, Darren Goldspink, didn't he?
He did, as much as it pains you to say. He demonstrated an understanding of the game, which was very good.
Why does it pain you to say that?
Well, because it does.
That's an insight into you. Here's Grant. He'll kick from about 30 metres out directly in front. A goal here, and they will lead. According to me, goalless tonight, but that's about to change. Gannon Grant kicks hard, kicks accurately. Kangaroos on top.
He's a lot harder runner than people give him credit for. I mean, everybody understands he's fit and the likes, but a simple look at the stat sheet shows that at this stage, not even halfway through the third quarter, he's taken 8 marks for a small midfielder. He took that inside forward 50, and that's indicative of how hard he runs into space and loses the opponent. Now, he's come from elsewhere on the field. He's having a rest up there, but he runs hard, that boy.
Roos have led for just 5 minutes in this game between the 1.5 and the 6.5 minute mark of the second term. They're in front now by a point. Shocking bounce. The Kangaroos get the clearance, though. It comes to Burns under pressure. Burns gets his kick away. Big contest here. Holland goes up. Harvey did well. Lucuria in support over the top. Holland versus Simpson. Simpson knocks it to the advantage of the rampaging Glenn Archer. Archer now through the wing position, kicks to centre half forward. It's a magnificent kick to Ferrito. Ferrito, though, dropped the mark. Burns got back, applied the pressure, comes out to Johnson. Johnson kicks out wide now. Another big contest. There's lots of contests in this game. Hasn't been a whole lot of flooding, but some good one-on-ones. And that one was out of bounds as Shane O'Brien tried to pick Corey Jones's pocket and run off with the ball. We'll have a throw in on centre wing.
Chad Morrison as a half-forward flanker is not working on Glenn Archer. Archer's just playing off him and reading the ball coming in.
So the throw in. Everyone stood around and watched it in the end. A back heeler from Simpson. It comes out to Cole. Cole to Johnson. Just rugged the tackle. Did very well there, Johnson. Getting into the play now. Lucuria to Cole. Cole's kick is up towards Cameron Cloak. He just can't time it at the moment. He was up before acceptances, and over his head it went.
They've got a suggestion. Tell me if it's stupid. Shane Wakeland to go forward and play as a forward. I mean, they've got Prestigiacomo, they've got Clement, they've got Walker who can come back. He can take a mark, Wakeland. He draws the footy. Just a genuine marking option.
They need someone to actually wrap hands around it above their head besides Tarrant.
That's stupid. Close to the boundary line. Jones dragged down. It's out of bounds.
And Morrison comes to the back pocket now. He swaps from that half-forward flank on to Shannon Grant. Lockyer pushes forward.
Well, you said I could. I just wanted to say it.
Special comments from Corporal Agarn.
Yeah,
you said. I didn't hear what you said. I just wanted to say it.
Well, you said I'm done.
A head pass from Burns, taken by Stevens. Plenty of time. They stay off him. Stevens in the back pocket. Kicks back towards the wing. 1 on 3, and the one prevails. Thompson. Over the top of Carosella. That's a great result for the Kangaroos.
They had a great first quarter, died out in the second.
Started him in the ruck term this quarter just to get him back into the play.
Precision to Harvey. Hard against the boundary line. Under 10 minutes till three-quarter time. Harvey to Grant. Pushing up the ground now. Making himself available. wide-eyed.
See that even there, that run there, his starting point was 20 metres out from goal and he's marked it on the wing.
Rocket.
That's going to hurt.
Courage from Shaw. Put the body in there. That was very well done. Rocker's not the sort of player who can sneak up on you. He knew what was coming and put the body across his path. Boundary throw in. Over the top. Fisted away by Walker. Carousel running out of time and space. It's out of bounds. A point the difference. The Kangaroos lead by that margin.
Good effort.
Shaw.
Good effort, Ray Shaw. It's a game up for grabs, isn't it? It doesn't quite feel like it at the moment. Someone's got to take it by the scruff of the neck here.
Point the difference. Just over 9 minutes left in the third term. Jones. Stevens goes up the line. Over the head of Morrison. It's spilt for Grant. The left foot kick was a magnificent one. Play on, said the umpire. No, he's paid it. He's paid the mark.
Shannon Grant might be the bloke who's just about to do it again for the Kangaroos, because his last few touches have been first class. That was just
Picked up the flight of the ball.
Skill.
He picked up the flight of the ball, Gaz, before his opponent Morrison there.
And changed his kick mid-kick, I reckon.
Well, was it a mark, boys?
Did he pay the mark?
Paid the mark.
Not very much of a mark.
No mark there. Simpson's got it. There's no mark. And Simpson kicks the goal to give the Kangaroos their biggest lead in the game so far.
That's it. It's there. It is there. It's sitting there for the Kangaroos at the moment. The Maggies have been brave, and they've got the big gun out at the moment. But just Shannon Grant has just started to turn this whole thing around.
We'll have another look at this, see how well he gloves it. Now this is the kick. He reads it better. See, he's actually in front at that stage. Drops to the back of the contest. It's a 50-50, isn't it?
Becoming a catalyst. Here's Simpson.
I think he paid around the neck. I think he paid over the shoulder. I don't think he paid the mark.
They've got the last 3 goals, the Kangaroos, and they lead by 7 points now. Dangerous time for the Magpies. They need this one clean out of the middle. Bounce favours Petrie, who has to wait. Cloak did well. Got it down to Burns, who was taken high. Get the free kick. Managed paid. Gets a hand pass away. Lucuria, 55 metres out. Hits for home. And misses. Just tugged it right.
Just confirming that definitely paid the mark to Adam Simpson.
Paul Lucuria, 15 possessions. He's had a pretty good game. You'd look at him and say his game's been worth more than 15. He's given everything. He's tackled hard. He's chased. He's done everything that he can.
Sinclair out of the back pocket to Harvey. Little 1-2 with Archer. Thought of half-back. Kicks it beyond the wing, but he was under pressure. And as a result, didn't find anyone apart from Wakeland, who sends play across the ground. Carousel, meters in the clear. Gets it across to Lucuria. He can settle. Runs to 50. Has he learnt by that last miscue? No, he misses exactly to the same spot, only this time it stayed in. Pratt pushes towards the boundary line, and that will do the Kangaroos. And the crowd, many of whom are Magpie supporters, the vast majority want deliberate, but it's not paid.
So thrown in the forward pocket for Collingwood, trailing by a goal. Just under 8 minutes left in the third term.
Interesting that, isn't it? The Kangaroos have run over the top of teams over the past couple of weeks. Look at the interchanges there, 35 to 21.
Well, Archer tried to crash through. It didn't work on that occasion. And we'll have a bounce.
He's a marvel, Ben Archer. He is an absolute marvel.
Marks 23-6 this quarter. As you can see on the top of the screen. Up they go. Simpson got the tap. He knocked it out beautifully. Harris goes across the goals. Good bump by Burns. Opens it up. A chance for Collingwood here. Carousel pushing his opponent Pratt. Pratt goes to ground. So too did Carousel. It's picked up by Wells. Back to Pratt from a standing start. But Carousel has picked it off. Carousel now pokes it up in the air. It's up for a long, long time. But Lucuria, with courage, takes the mark. Lays off the handball to Cameron Cloak. Big Cameron from 52 metres out. He skinned it though. High in the air. Up goes Walker. Leon Davis has kept it. No, he hasn't. The boundary umpire said it was over the line. Walker almost took the mark. Leon almost snuck around. It's a game of centimetres. And
gee, Paul Lucuria's had 3 chances. He missed 2 and decided to give the other one up to Cloak.
So Collingwood pressing. Maxwell got the tap. Gee, he's been killing them out of the clearances tonight, that man Glenn Archer.
Had a good third quarter. Just found the run of it again.
Real arm wrestle on at the moment.
4 kicks off the half-back line for Glenn Archer this quarter.
So throw in at half-forward flank for Collingwood.
Margin 6 points. Cloak battles with Petrie. No support for Cloak from here on in. He's got to do it, the young man. If Collingwood going to have any chance. That wasn't clean possession, so the umpire will ball it up where Woden sits. Under 6.5 minutes to three-quarter time. Nathan Buckley helpless. And so to Anthony Rocker. There he is again, Cloak, just that little bit early. Off the ground, Simpson. Missed by Grimmer, who goes again. Well played, Cole, and again. Stepped around a would-be tackler. Release Morrison. Morrison goes long down towards full forward, in from the side. Makepeace once more. He's the master. But just drifting across a couple of grappling players. He swings it out wide. A real chance for the Kangaroos. Simpson, his 16th possession, feeds it to Pratt. Pratt comes looking for Grant again. This will be interesting. Grant and Lockyer. Lockyer with the desperation, but he went to Grant. Grant leads it back. Stevens close to the boundary line. A little chip. Archer has booted a couple. 60 metres out from goal. Around the corner. Too tall for Rocker. Getting back is Cloak. Still Cloak. Kept his head well done. Morrison. Now Wakeland. Wakeland deep in his own defensive area. Sets it up. Going back is sure he's outnumbered. Wells and Ferrito. Ferrito came away with it. On the left, boot has it, got the carry, no. Burns with courage came back. Harvey couldn't pick it up. Burns tackled him. The hand pass as a result was errant. In comes O'Brien, tackled by Harris. Slapped across towards Shaw. Shaw kicks it around the outer side. Sinclair was up, missed the football. Williams outnumbered. Wells comes away. Wells gets it to Hale. Hale inside the centre square. Scrubs the kick down towards Grant. Grant tumbling forward, hand pass looking for Archer. Charging through Johnson. Spills across there to Holland. Well played, Sinclair. We were talking about this game lacking something. Well, suddenly they've collectively found it. On the outer side wing, Harvey comes in short. Burrito holds things up.
4.5 minutes left in the third term. Kangaroos by a goal. Ferrito on centre wing. Looks up. Not much on. Now Rocket comes with the lead. It's a good kick. And Severio's taken the mark. Will line up with Simon Prestigiacomo 48 metres out from goal. And as we know, Sav can kick the cover off the Sharon. So it won't be a matter of distance. It's just the accuracy for Big Sav.
And this highlight here, this replay shows that Presti occupied the back space behind him all the way through. Wanted to keep an eye on where his lead was going and backed himself with enough pace to cover the lead.
Which he was doing early in the game, no doubt about it.
Yeah, a couple of good spoils.
For the Kangaroos' biggest lead in the match. The goal of difference now.
Again, this is the one he wants, the low flat one.
Is that it?
That's it. You get that straight or it'll go right to left.
We're right behind him. The low flat one, if you will.
He's got this straight out. He's got a bit of left or right on it. Beautiful.
Right through the middle.
Well, it's a super important goal. Doesn't matter what it looked like in the end, Dermot. It was just a very important kick for the Kangaroos. They've had opportunity in the past 10 minutes to open this up. I reckon Shannon Grant is creating plenty of havoc and plenty of pain for Tarka Lockyer. Even that one lead just left. He jogged out of the space, left a little hole. And then he made good connection, the big man.
Actually, he did get a bit of air on it. That's why it went left right. But he started on the post.
Sav Rocker, his first goal, his best effort against the Magpies, having won the goal kicking at Collingwood for 7 seasons. Just 2. That was round 7 of 2001. His first game against Collingwood. This quarter, the Kangaroos 4-1. Collingwood 1-1. They're slumping. And the Roos, the masters of keeping on coming.
Look it out!
Scramble inside the centre circles. Harris confronted there by Lacuria. That's a daunting prospect, and we'll have a ball up.
Dean Laidley has put the pressure on. He's put Lee Brown forward. He's got Petrie forward. He's got Rocker forward. He's gone for a bit of height to try and stretch the Collingwood defence, and also, I guess, to make sure they can't go tall down the other end.
Dean Laidley, the boy from Balga, doing a terrific job. Off hands, Burns couldn't control it. Harris flicks it out. Pachoni runs. Well, he was looking back at O'Brien. Surely he had prior opportunity. O'Brien did well, and again. Comes up brandishing the football, gets it across to Burns. It goes to half forward. Despairing lunge by Colbert. Socket off the ground by Harvey. Collingwood the numbers, but Harvey's got the speed. This will be interesting. Shoulder to shoulder they run. Well done, Brett Harvey. Ball's out of bounds. Took on 3 of them. And there's the exclamation point from Stevens. Not really required because the point had already been made.
9 possessions this quarter to Brent Harvey. He along with Grant have been superb. Great effort, Colbert in the back half.
Yep, if he had missed it, Collingwood were away. And some good skills there by Boomer Harvey. Back at the play. It's picked up by the Kangaroos out of the scrimmage. Up towards half-forward flank. Johnson versus Stevens. Johnson does it well. He's held without the ball, surely. And he'll get a free kick, much to the delight of the Collingwood crowd.
He's got to get something happening here.
About time is what that man was saying.
Richie Cole hasn't got up from that crouch to the haunches on that where that free kick was taken from.
Yeah, he's not looking good, Richard Cole. So the Magpies just getting slaughtered by injury at the moment. Cloak was trying to kick that ball 90 metres, I think, to a target. And as a result, he only went 70.
He's got to play percentages, Cameron Cloak.
Yep. Rowe from behind. Flew high, needed to hold the mark. Wakeland tries to knock it out. Harvey got around Rowe. Now up to forward 60, Clement. He's been quiet tonight for Collingwood. Gets the handball going to Holland. Holland just chips over the top to Prestigiacomo's good football. Inside 2 minutes left in the quarter. Johnson now for Collingwood. Goes long. Up towards Caracella. A lot of pushing and shoving. Caracella does well. Leon Davis. Caracella flicks it out. Lucuria. Davis. The dancing Leon Davis with the left boot. That needed to be kicked into a bit of space, and Harris got back and took the mark. Minute and a half left in this third term. It's the Kangaroos by 2 goals.
And they're really pushing now. Just get the feeling they sense some weakness in Collingwood, and they're going for it. 12 points the difference. If they can get a late goal, they could snatch a match-winning lead at 3/4 time. Just over a minute till 3/4 time. Here's Hale.
Collingwood sensing this, Dennis, are pressing man on man in these last few seconds of the third quarter.
This is really a tug of war, and the ball is out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. Clock stops. 72 plays 60. The last quarter of an hour in this one, really terrific, and generally the Kangaroos have been in control. Dean Laidley right into it now. Throw it in on the wing. Hale directs it down to ground with Grimmer. Holland knocked away by Farita. Well done, Cole. To Lucuria. Sends it deep into attack. Magpies need a goal. Fisted away down there towards the boundary, though, by the defence. And taken across by Sinclair. The punch came from Cole, but boundary throw-in. We're down to 42 seconds.
Can't win a contest in forward 50 at the moment. That is their major problem, the Maggies.
Well, can they snare a goal here? Walker would be handy in this situation, so often flicks it down behind. Walker trying to do that. Caracella somehow got it out. And I think they may have got the goal they were looking for. Scotty Burns lurking behind the pack.
I called him just a second before then, Dennis, because his man was playing a little bit off him, and Scotty Burns is very good in the centre of the ground finding the ball from a clearance. Now, just watch him here. He just loses him now. Harris is a ball follower at a stoppage. He's against Scotty Burns, and he was the biggest show right then from the moment the umpire threw it over his head. Look at Harris screaming at himself. He watched the ball and not his opponent in a defensive part of the ground.
They're just hanging in. They are just hanging in, and there's probably not a lot of reasons for it. They've been inside 50 enough, but they haven't looked dangerous.
Magpies in a run of 4 goals to the Kangaroos. It's a goal the difference. 27 seconds on the clock. Pachoni kicks forward, and the mark has been taken there by Grima. Too far out to score, 9th possession. He's had a couple of good ones this quarter as well. He kicks it to the hot spot.
He's tall, Farita.
Punched away, Farita had the sit. Petrie flicks it out, 7 seconds and counting. 6, 5. Umpire's calling play on. 1 second left, and that's it. And we're in for a cracking last quarter here at the MCG as the undermanned Magpies stand up against the undefeated Kangaroos on Friday Night Football. That quarter, the Kangaroos were able to kick 4 goals won to Collingwood's 2 goals won to turn around a 1-goal deficit and make it a 1-goal advantage at three-quarter time. Bit of pushing and shoving there. Shannon Grant and Paul LaCuria. When we return on Friday Night Football, we're in for a ripping 30 minutes of uncompromising stuff at the MCG. It's the Kangaroos 11-6, Collingwood 10-6, Roos by 1 goal. Kangaroos 11-6, 72 lead Collingwood 10-6, 66. Archer's kick 2 for the Kangaroos. Rocker will kick no more for Collingwood with 3. Tarrant and O'Brien 2 apiece.
Nathan Buckley joins us. Now, Bucks, strong finish inside the Kangaroos the last 2 weeks. You blokes had a very hot one here. I mean, will they have the run in their legs, the Magpies?
Yeah, it's going to be a crucial point to take care of, Gary, but obviously Kangaroos have finished them off well. We need to get our structures right if we're to be any chance.
LaCuria and Burns just so solid for you in that third quarter. Really held you in at Bucks.
Yeah, there's no doubt that we do get a lot of run through our midfield ourselves, and we've kept fresh legs and we're ready to go. But I really think the real matchup we need to look at is Archer across half-back. If we can nullify that one, we'll go a long way to winning the game.
And finally, Shannon Grant, he's been very dangerous in the latter part of the last few games.
Yeah, well, as we've seen in the last couple of games, he's kicked 3 goals in the last quarter to assist the Kangaroos to win both of them. He's a dangerous player at all times. We'll be looking for him in this quarter.
Nathan Buckley, injured captain of Collingwood, the first injured captain of Collingwood. They've lost their captain tonight as well. Simpson out of the middle, 6 points the margin. It's been tight all the way. Picked up by Hale, tumbling forward, boots a ball, ricochets to Cloak, lays it off to Wakeland. Wakeland goes out wide. LaCuria goes back with courage into the unexplored. Kicks inside the forward 50. Watt from behind knocked it away. Camped in front. Carousella. They stay off him. High ball goes about 25 metres. Archer, the man Buck spoke of, knocks it forward. Chance there for Davis. Davis to his own advantage. He's through, but he's kicked a point.
Well, he's the sort of player that Collingwood need if they're going to win this game. I mean, Burns and LaCuria's been phenomenal again. They will keep going, but it's these blokes that can just give you a little cameo that Collingwood need to step up right now if they are going to hold or come back.
Did everything but kick the goal there, Leon Davis. It's 5 points. Another possession for Jess Sinclair as Makepeace brings it out to Wells. Some runs through the midfield for the Kangaroos. Wells. Beautiful kick. It opened right up as soon as he took off, and Corey Jones has got it onto that favoured left foot from 55. It's an open goal. Too easy from full back to full forward. It's a goal. His second. 11 points the Kangaroos.
Well, the Magpies had a 14-man zone for that kick in, and they were just too slow to, once Kangaroos got possession of it, to just press man on man. So you still see them hovering out there. See somebody in the back of the square then. Right now they're in trouble.
He's the last bloke you'd want to give that much space to.
And he breaks through the line pretty easy there.
And just here, Johnson made a critical error. Ran straight past the left side of Corey Jones.
What a start for the Kangaroos. They lead by 11 points. Jones from long range, his second goal of the night. No breeze to speak of. A very good bounce. The ruckman got it on the way down. Burns to Morrison. Ricochets off Pacciani. Head down Cole. Ran into Wells. Well played, Simpson. Pacciani runs on. 60 metres out. Intended for Rocker. Clears he and Prestigiacomo. And trickles tantalisingly out of bounds in the right full forward pocket.
Any modern day player who plays in the middle of the ground, comes streaming out their head of steam and gets to the 50-metre line, has got to have the confidence to have a shot at the goal.
Quite right. Boundary throw in.
Thanks, Dennis.
Magpies need to hold here. Cloak in front. Almost clean possession. LaCuria hurriedly. Wells. All the time in the world.
3 big touches already, Wells, in this quarter.
Across the ground he goes. Man on Stevens inside the forward 50. But he's forced to come out. The kick was a safety first kick from Hale. And as a result, now he's too far out to score. Grant pleads with him for the football. Nothing doing. And Stevens, this will test him, goes from 60. Not a bad effort either. He's given this one a ride. In front, Jones. Well, there was a lack of pressure, which I think surprised him. That would have been a mark. As it was, he spilt it, and it trickled across the line.
A lot of space if they're able to clear the zone. This is unforgivable from a Collingwood defender's point of view.
Well, find out who Jones's man for me, Gary. Because he's kicked one and nearly had a shot at a second one in the first 2 minutes of this final term. Over the top goes Williams. Tries to get the handball out. It was read beautifully there by Hale. In the end, it comes out to Stevens, who had 10 minutes to pick it up and finally does. Back to Archer. Archer inside 50. The kick was a beauty of hands. Play on, says the umpire. Picked up by Shaw. He gets it off to Morrison. Morrison bouncing. Gets the kick away. Out wide it goes. Out comes Davis. Just couldn't get there. Missed it by centimetres. Brown for the Kangaroos. Took a while. Good tackle by Leon Davis. And the ball trickles over the line and out of bounds. Good kick by Lee Brown. Have you done your homework yet, Gary?
Yes, well, I don't think anyone's putting their hand up at the moment. I reckon it might have been Johnson, or it certainly wasn't the last goal he kicked, so he's not getting real close at the minute.
Wide of the pack. Holland running out of space. Did that come out on the full? This would be an interesting call. No, says the boundary umpire.
Richie Cole is the man who's standing right next to Corey Jones at the moment.
Hasn't had him the whole time, though.
Ben Johnson might have said, quick, go and pick him up for a couple of minutes.
Throw in. Just for the moment at least, the Kangaroos seem to have all the run. Hale was held without it. No for a kick. Lucuria lays it off. Holland off his step. Shows a lot of the ball to Wells. Shaw did okay. Now a real chance. Burns inside the centre square. Heads for home. It's a long kick. Makepeace is going back and he takes the mark. It was off target in any case. Makepeace. So resolute back there. Comes out to Watt. Watt a little chip pass down towards half back. Petrie's got it.
Definitely running harder.
Yeah. If you're going to have an investment, I think the Kangaroos would be the team to put the combi on. There goes the kick towards half forward. Off hands, a chance once more for Jones. Runs to the 50. Again, I think surprised by the time he had. No pressure again. And he simply tugged the kick. Well, he kicked a goal earlier under no pressure, dropped a mark under no pressure, and kicked the behind right there with nobody near him. This is Johnson.
2 goals, 3 to Corey Jones. Johnson set up Presta Giacomo and he received the free kick.
While they are reasonably dominant, the pattern of this game is that Pies will get the next goal. It's back to within 7 points.
Cole has it on his own. Kicks up the line. Williams has got out in front. So too Clement has run from half back. Bit of run from Collingwood defence. Kick up towards Tarrant. Goes up high. Watt did very well. Got to the front of the pack. Now it's Tarrant who picks it up again. Finds a bit of space. Gets dacked in the process. Makepeace spins out of trouble. High up and under. Shaw will get back there. Piccioni chases him. Picked up by Reece Shaw. Goes for the long kick up the line. Carosella will have to compete against Brown. Did well. Punched away by Brown. Hit it to the man he wanted. Sinclair got it back to Brown. Now to the dangerous Wells, who finds some space. Tugs the kick. Beautiful kick it was up the wing position, but it's been picked off there by Shane Wakeland. Gets it going up towards Shaw on centre wing position. Shaw can bring it into the midfield. 19th possession for Reece Shaw tonight.
Yeah, if they win this next possession, Tristan Walker's just got to grit his teeth here and be the man that demands the footy.
The kick is into Clement, who did well on the half volley. Advantage paid. Johnson chips it inside 50. Tarrant's got the lead. He's got it. And Chris Tarrant from 45 metres out.
Amazingly, in lots of ways, this to bring it back to 7 points. Now, Chris Tarrant has probably been in 85% of the contests that go inside 50. He's good enough to be able to take a couple of shots for the quarter. He needs some support, though. This is a nice kick from Johnson. Nice touch. He just needs a bit of support down there.
Great play by Ben Johnson, coming off the half-back line. And fantastic play from James Clement to keep his composure under pressure, flick it out to Presta Giacomo. So good play by the Magpies.
Done pretty well there. That's only the 7th mark inside forward 50 for the Magpies.
Tarrant comes in and kicks the big goal for Collingwood. It's back to 7 points. Chris Tarrant has 3.
Then once Rocker went off, Des, we had the dual, I suppose, key post of Rocker and Tarrant obviously disintegrated, and they didn't take many marks inside forward 50 thereafter, but Tarrant gets on the end of that one, just reads the flight of the ball beautifully. He's off now. And Shannon Watt is very, very quick. He's got good closing speed, but he gets 2 or 3 metres drop on him there.
The story of the night. Neither side will go away. Collingwood pull it back to 7. Hale and Cloak. Cloak wins it down. Pachoni scrambled off the boot. Goes again. Hacks it out of midair that time. Shaw overran it. Petrie's got it. Back to Pachoni. Runs inside the forward 50. Could have given it to Harvey. He's missed. He hung it out to the right. Harvey was unchecked up ahead. But Pachoni did some hard work in there and acknowledges Harvey, who really didn't say very much, just gave him a wave.
Twice now, Pachoni's had the opportunity. I know it's harsh, but this is probably why Hawthorn make a decision on a play like that. Get your opportunity, you've got to take them.
Lockyer to himself, 81 plays 73. Lock his team down. Burns. Burns at half back. And now it will be 50.
But it wasn't in the contest. Wasn't in the contest, took the ground.
Well, for here, he had a problem because he slipped over. He was trying to hold him up. This is Maxwell. Bouncing out of defence, running it up towards the 50. Rocker's got him. Clement, though, peeled off. Prestigiacomo's on the wing. Johnson wants it. He's got it now. Too far out to score. 85 metres from goal. Sets it high once more. Davis didn't get to the contest. Pachoni working at both ends. Nicely done. To Brown, who heads for the boundary line. Tracking it close to the boundary line is Hale. Coming across on the angle, Cole. Played it onto the boot of Hale. Free kick Collingwood.
So Cole kicks up towards Morrison, who's got it.
Now he can use the footy.
Hey, Steve-O.
He really knows how to kick it. He'll wait for something to unfold here.
Cloak leads forward. That's where he's going. He'll have to mark it. He's up against a couple of Kangaroos off hands. The rebound is for Harvey if he gets it, and he does.
Dear me.
It opens up. It was probably not the kick to go for on that occasion. Harvey now inside 50 with the kick. He decides to go short. Picked up by Prestigiacomo. Knocked out of his hand, said the umpire. Harvey decides to take them all on. The kick now to the pocket. Shannon Grant had it and lost it and was given a free kick.
Yeah, it's a big call when the game's in the balance. Didn't look to be a lot in it. Did not look to be a lot in it.
Let's have a look, Gary. No, that's nothing there.
Yeah, he's paid that in the back, has he?
No, well, yes. Derek Woodcock.
This is the man who's finished them off. Well, what he's got to do now is take advantage of a very fortuitous decision.
Well, Morrison's kick to Cloak, he got
checked on his run.
He got checked on the run through, so I couldn't get to it. But there was no one underneath the pack, and there were a number of Kangaroos.
Dangerous spot to kick to. Opened up the whole field if the mark's not taken.
And they took advantage of the Kangaroos. So Shannon Grant comes in. He's kicked one. You be the judge from here. The best seat in the house on Friday Night Football. Big pack of players off hands. Cole for Collingwood. Rushes it out to O'Brien. The handball's on. Now Collingwood are running. Cole kept going.
Burns.
Cole to Burns, who has to stay a long time. He flies high, did it beautifully. Lucuria is front and square, gets the handball going. Holland to Lucuria. Around the body he goes. Leon Davis just did enough to get to the ball. Found a bit of space. Onto Carousella. Onto Burns. Onto an open goal. And onto a goal for the Magpies. Burns delivers a 2-point ball game. He gets his second.
Well, Gary, I'd just about argue that Scotty Burns is the best on the ground in the second half at very least. Found plenty of the ball, run onto it in space. Originally involved in that contest. Works pretty hard going back with the flight of it from here on in as well.
Dusts himself off, gets up, runs on.
Tough unit.
Good contest from Leon too.
Another Friday night thriller. 2 points the difference. Collingwood charging now. Cloak. Worked tirelessly, beaten though by Hale. Falls to Morrison. Kicked it like Jim Morrison out towards the wing. Here's Wells twisting, turning. Looks down towards half forward. Puts it up for Brown. Worked under it by Clement, the consummate defender. That was a clever mark. This needs to be precise. Jones got back, fell in front, taken by Shaw, tackled by Harris. Morrison slips it away. Maxwell is running through the wing, kicks inside the forward 50. One out contest. Tarrant got rid of Watt, and the umpire 10 metres away has said that's okay.
He is.
Well, we've seen less paid this season, but Tarrant's got the football. A goal here, and the Magpies will lead.
It wasn't a great kick in the end. It wasn't a great kick at all. And Tarrant had given a couple of leads and it just eventually fell into his arms.
Lost his footing there. Shannon Watt only had 1 foot on the ground, so it was fairly easy for Chris Tarrant to push off it in the end.
Shooting at his fourth. Gun barrel straight.
Unbelievable.
Collingwood have got the last 3. They're in front.
It is unbelievable, Dermot.
Well, this is going to be a great test because the Magpies proved last week that they are fit and they can come home against the Tide. Kangaroos have been doing it for so long now, and they are going to still come at them. And you'd have to argue that they've probably got better midfielders at the moment in terms of personnel out there, but Collingwood have just won the ball out of the centre the last couple, so anybody's.
Collingwood dominating the last 8 minutes of play. 28 to 11 disposals, 8-0 marks, 5-2 inside 50s, 3-0 goals. Out of the centre is a big one here. Cloak dives in on top of it. Magpies swarm on the ball. It's picked up by Johnson, who gets the clearance, and the mark's been taken. Williams inside 50. Carousella, Lockyer, they've got it. They raffled it. Under pressure, Lockyer, was it in the back? No, said the umpire. Carousella. Leon Davis finds a bit of space over the top. Now Blake Carousella. Now Leon Davis has the shot at the goal. It's up to the square. It's just offline and through for a point. Had the chance there, Lockyer and Carousella. In the end, did it well enough to get it forward, but it's only 5 points of difference. Less than a kick in it, 9.5 minutes left. Daniel Wells with the ball at full back for the Kangaroos.
You don't want him kicking it in if you're a Kangaroo supporter. You want him forward of the play here so he can run with it.
Shannon Grant moved up the ground now.
There he is. Down as close to the boundary line. Thought about going to Harris. Still he runs across the ground. He comes, and Archer. Archer at half back. Needs to be careful. Carousella was lurking. Archer's kick to midfield. Clever in front by Petrie. Petrie in the centre circles. Kicks inside the forward 50. Up in front there was Grimmer. Knocked the ground. Sainsbury, normally a defender on the forward line. Last week kicked a couple, and he's got one here. And none have been bigger in his career. His first Kangaroos lead.
Well, I mean, the value of going straight and direct is you run some risk at the moment. Petrie against Wakeland in the middle of the ground was the pivotal contest. Wakeland didn't punch. Petrie marked it, and this was the result. Now, the big risk is if the ball gets turned over where the Petrie marking contest is, it's back down the other end and in your face. But it comes a time in a game where you just got to bite the bullet and say, well, I'm not going to try and save this, I'm going to go after it.
1 point the difference.
Let's go to footy.
Go the footy, says the umpire. Under 9 minutes left, plenty of time for both sides. Up goes Cloak, tapped it beautifully down to Johnson. Got the handball away to Morrison, back to Johnson. Now running through, he can have a shot at the goal. It's up towards full forward. Tarrant's there as well. Off hands of the pack, it bounces for a point. Scores a level at the MCG with 8 minutes and 36 seconds left on the clock.
They're into the tension. The last 2 kick-ins the Kangaroos have had, they've basically taken it to the other end for a goal without Collingwood touching it.
Archer's got it from the kick out.
Can't leave the front of that square open either.
So Archer goes out to the southern stand side with a beautiful kick and finds his man Ferrito on the chest at defensive 50.
Ferrito around the outer side. In from the side, Maxwell knocked it the Kangaroos' way. It came back off Harvey to Maxwell. They were on a collision course, as you saw. Scramble develops. We'll have a ball up. Michael Malthouse riding it now. His first draw as a coach came against the Kangaroos. Footscray against North Melbourne. Round 20 of 1987. 18-17 apiece that day.
And Shannon White, as you saw in that last contest, gone to centre half forward.
Pachoni gained about 10 metres. Harris hand passes out wide. Harvey takes on the tackler, combines with Grimmer. Harvey a centering kick, bounces obligingly for Jones, taken down by Wakeland, picked up by Burns, gets a hand pass away to Lockyer into space. It's a battle of wills now. Coming across the ground in front is Williams, who soccers it side-footed out of bounds. So an anticlimax, and Archer, well, he had to work and he did.
Well, Shannon White has gone to centre half forward because the last two contests up against Chris Tarrant at full back, Tarrant has thrown him around, so Laidley has opted for the bigger body of Lee Brown at full back against Tarrant.
Bloke thumps it. Sainsbury. Now Wells at half back. Wells.
Great kick.
Grant takes the mark on his chest.
Daniel Wells, he's a class act.
That running of Archer moments ago too, the last thing he wanted to be in a contest over 100 metres with Williams, but it was a good result for the Kangaroos. Make no mistake, Grant told to play on. Kicks inside the forward 50. Punched away by Maxwell. Taken by Prestigiacomo. Taken down. Wakeland's got it. Kept his composure. Goes back to Clement. Under pressure. Touch ball play on. Wells, awkward situation. Did he hear the call?
No.
Apparently not. Neither did the umpire downfield.
And they've let it go.
That is amazing. Why isn't he screaming at the top of his lungs, that umpire, that it was touch play on?
Let's go.
Well, obviously he's meek and mild. There goes the kick inside the forward 50. Well, just outside, actually. The mark is taken by Jones. That was remarkable. Touch ball play on. You heard the call. And then Wells took the mark. So
It was clear touch too.
yeah, football's an amazing game. Here's Jones. Play on's the call. 60 metres out. We heard that. Kicks it down towards full forward. Punched away by Prestigiacomo. Loose ball wide of the pack. Well played, Burns. Left it behind though. Down goes O'Brien. Strong tackle took him down. My ball, says the umpire. 6 minutes to play. 87 points apiece on Friday Night Football.
A lot of space. There's a lot of space. The worry for the Kangaroos, the clearance here for Collingwood. There's so much room. If they get numbers, it can go the length.
Scores have been level for 4 minutes. Wells there, close to the boundary line. It's been socked in. It's still in play. It's a low ball. Jones on his left boot, open goal, kicks it.
Gee whiz.
Pachoni got the kick out. He gets his third. Corey Jones.
Has there been a bit of hack out of the air than that at a critical time? He just hacked that and it went to the most dangerous position.
Well, we were critical of him the last few attempts. That's his third time.
Look at that, Dermot. Just dropped it at the top of the square.
Yeah.
Corey Jones has been dangerous this quarter.
Oh, hasn't he? What up? I don't know if anybody will run to him all that quickly this time.
Maxwell, I think's the man now.
Jones has 3 goals. Kangaroos have the lead. Pachoni, how about this? And Corey on the spot, just lurking behind. Good shepherd too from Rocker. And through it goes.
Could not have centred that any better had he been Palo.
49-39. 5.5 minutes to go. The Kangaroos looking to stay undefeated. They haven't won 4 straight to start a season since '79. Ferrito gets it out. Down goes Grant, but knocked at Goldwood. Holland's in the road to O'Brien. Back to Wakeland. Wakeland swings it out wide. Hard running from Burns. Now he's in the clear. Runs down towards half forward. Indiscriminate kick, or was it? No. Tarrant came hard and took the mark. Burns knew what he was doing. And Tarrant deep in the pocket, but the angle will open to him.
Well, Ferrito, who I think is running with Burns at the moment, was involved in a blue in the middle of the ground while Burns was running out into space on his own.
Great running from Tarrant.
Yeah, good kick too.
Big kick, this. He's got 4.
Goal here. And it's back level again. Chris Tarrant will take his best work across the face or behind. So the margin is 5 points. 4.5 minutes to go.
4 goals, 2 to Chris Tarrant tonight. Kangaroos kicked the last 2 after a run of 3 for Collingwood, but it's 3 goals apiece for the turn.
This is where Reece Shaw has to man up the likes of Daniel Wells hard. Because if he gets on the flow through for a secondary possession from this first one.
Makepeace plays onto himself. Up to a contest. Up goes Cloak. Fall of the ball. Holland. Collingwood sharing it around. The kick comes out and it's marked by Carousella. It's 5 points the difference. It was 6 points the difference at three-quarter time. So Collingwood lead the quarter by 1 point.
Couldn't and picked a better man to have it. But again, it was a safe option from Makepeace. He went out to where the numbers were. Stevens was back inside. Early in the game, he would have gone down the middle.
You would see 4 minutes on 4 minutes left in the game. Carousella has got 1 goal to his name.
Except when he gets extended on his distance.
From just inside 50, tugs it to the left. Good. Or does he? It bent back and hit the post.
You would put your life on him inside 40, kick a goal. Once he gets a little bit of distance on it, just...
He probably needed 1 more metre of distance as that one was bending back, but it hit the post. The Kangaroos by 4 points.
Sinclair in the pocket. Chips to half back. Colbert. This ground a buzz at the moment. Big finish. Colbert to space. Shows a lot of it to Wakeland. Knocked it down to his own advantage. Now lays it off. Here's an opportunity for Tarrant. Sends it down towards full forward. Good mark, Sinclair. The Kangaroos hold, at least for the moment. Jess Sinclair. He of the darting eyes now. They need to be steady. Another goal at their end would set it up for them and maybe get them out of this hole they put themselves in. Collingwood have simply kept on coming. 13 marks for Sinclair as Colbert goes close to the boundary. Wells, strong shepherd by Stevens. Wells under pressure, scrambles it forward. Not sure it was a good result. Burns tries to get it across to Lockyer. Back to Burns, taken front on by Petrie and wrestled across the line. And that effectively stops Burns and the clock. 2:43 to go. 25
and a half minutes gone. You can see the red coats coming out, which is a sign to the crowd that we're getting close. You can see at home we've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left. 51,565 in for the Kangaroos home game tonight. Can they hang on for their first run of 4 in a row since 1979? Harvey kicks it up towards the forward 50. Out comes Wells off the hands of the pack. Lockyer over the line and out of bounds. There's the umpire. Throw in 2:24. Carousella with a shot at goal that hit the post. The last attempt for Collingwood to hit the front. It's 4 points.
Big tackles from Petrie. Couple of big defensive efforts. Daniel Wells continues to run.
Throw in just outside the forward 50 for the Kangaroos. Grant, the left footer, gets it out to Simpson. Simpson finding some space. It's high in the air. Tough in there at the moment as Harvey wants it to go to the boundary line. It does. We have another throw in at 2:13.
They haven't set up too defensively. If Collingwood win possession, they've got a genuine one-on-one contest forward of the footy. Same deal for the Kangaroos.
So the throw in. Thompson up against Cloak, who's done a wonderful job tonight, the young man. He thumps it forward. And again, we'll have a throw in. It stops at 2:06.
It's amazing that no one player has dropped off this pack, this cluster of players, as we look at the top possession winners. There hasn't been a Kangaroo bloke just to go back to protect this lead.
Well, you wouldn't want to be the one to get the finger pointed at, Gaz, if you were the one who took the risk and it backfired.
Bloke got the tap. Held was Johnson. Umpire said, play on. Simpson dangerously. Now he slaps it out. Ball bobbles up and down. Johnson has 2 goes at it. And we'll have a bounce.
And what it does to him, it makes this clearance absolutely crucial.
Not only that, but time keeps ticking as the umpire has a discussion, not blowing time on.
Don't give it away. I'm watching, okay?
Big clearance this.
Time back on. Here's the bounce. Collingwood need clean possession. Simpson slung. Cloak did well. O'Brien. Now they're on the mark. Holland over the top. Burns had to wait. Feeds it back towards the middle. Taken by Cole. Runs beyond the wing and spears the pass to Tarrant.
Lee Brown just didn't have the pace to go out with him on the lead. What a pressure kick.
It's what happens though. I mean, no one dropped off the pack, so whoever got the break at the clearance was a genuine chance of getting a shot at goal.
And about 1.5 minutes was perfect time. So Tarrant, kicking at his 5th. Wickle his best performance against the Kangaroos. Just over a minute to go. The clock of the essence now. It's back and ticking. And Tarrant uses a bit more clock, but he needs to be accurate, otherwise he's working against himself in Collingwood. In he comes, and he's missed. He's missed, and he understands the gravity of that. 3 points the margin. Anguish all round. He can't will it back.
He had some chances.
And now the Kangaroos with a chance to retain possession and run it out.
They must press for the man-on-man here.
It's a game of centimetres. It's a game of seconds. Shannon Watt, we're down to 34. The clock continues to run. Watt, if he finds a man here, it might be over. Watt goes close to the boundary. Grant takes the mark. We're down to 3. Well, the margin is 3 and 15 seconds to play. Shannon Grant told to play on. Hugs the boundary with a kick, as you'd expect. Ferrito tries to knock it to the boundary. Wait for the siren. The Kangaroos remain undefeated. They start the season with 4 straight victories. Dean Laidley and the Roos are for real.
It is a cruel game at times, and one hits a post, one misses. They had enough of the footy, the Kangaroos, throughout the second half to put it away. It's hard to explain that the Maggies were close enough as the game rolled on, but gee whiz, it was a very funny game of footy, this one. They were down on numbers, the Magpies. Chris Tarrant, he'd be feeling low, but so many other opportunities. He kicked 4 goals.
He's not the reason they lost that kick. I mean, he was splendid on the evening, but it's just such a tough game, isn't it?
You've got to hand
he
it
kicks
the
straight.
They find a way to win.
He kicked straight on that occasion, and we'll go through a list of reasons why Collingwood won't win. He misses, and we go through the other side why the Kangaroos win. TJ is down on the ground.
Yes, thanks very much. The player judged as the most courageous tonight wins the Jason McCartney medal, as judged by Dermot Brereton and Gary Lyon. And to make the presentation now is Jason McCartney himself.
Glenn Archer, congratulations, mate. Terrific win. Most courageous player. Well done, mate. Good stuff. Thanks, Jason.
All right, terrific. Thanks very much, Jason. Well, congratulations, Glenn, the first North Melbourne player to win this award. As we say, it's the award, the Jason McCartney medal for the most courageous. Well done to Glenn Archer.
Thanks, Tony. Obviously, it's a great pleasure to win this award after seeing what Jace went through, and he was a true inspiration, and this is going to mean a lot to me.
And I suppose, even though you're walking away with the medal as the most courageous tonight, if you were to find one word to typify North Melbourne, it would be that word. Yeah,
definitely. You know, watching the boys, I spent a lot of time in the back line in the last quarter, watching guys like Adam Simpson and Brent Harvey really throw themselves at the ball. It was truly inspirational.
The team hasn't won the first 4 of the season since 1979. It's an amazing run you've got at the moment. It could continue here next week against Hawthorn, but you have an amazing capacity to fight back.
Yeah, and tonight, just to hang in there, you know, we got in front, and they came at us, and you know, Tarrant missed a goal at the end, thank God. So, yeah, it was just a terrific win.
Well, 51,000 people and 565 saw a terrific contest tonight. Well done, Glenn.
Great, thanks, Tony. Thanks, Josh.
Worthy recipient of the Jason McCartney medal tonight. I think we said in the call at one stage, huge courage, and Glenn Archer in the same sentence is pretty much a tautology, and he was magnificent early. When you see a game that's decided by 3 points, and you remember his first 2 goals in the game where he crashed the packs and kicked from 50 metres, they're worth 2 goals late in the match, aren't they?
Yeah,
they're just so hard to come by. And there's the double agony for Collingwood with the acting skipper Anthony Rocker, obviously with a serious muscle injury at best, at worst. He snapped Achilles tendon. Of course, we'll have more from the doc down in the rooms. The late diagnosis was that he has a torn calf muscle, but that would be close enough to a 2-month injury anyway, at best, for Anthony Rocker. At worst, a ruptured tendon would just about see him out until 2006. So a night that promised so much for Collingwood ends in disappointment, almost able to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat with 2 shots at goal. Blake Caracella agonisingly hitting the post with his last shot, and Chris Tarrant inside the last minute just failing to kick goal number 5 and missing to the near side, and that was that. But for the Kangaroos, last 2 goals of the game to Sainsbury and Jones at the 16-minute mark and the 21-minute mark. They were at a premium, Dennis, in the last part of the game, and that was good enough. The Magpies hit the front at the 14-minute mark of the final term. Eddie Sainsbury's goal at the 16-minute mark put the Kangaroos back in front. Jones has made it a goal, the difference at the 21-minute mark, and then points to the Magpies. So the final margin, 3 points at the end of the game, 14-9-93, defeating Collingwood 13-12-90 in front of 51,565 at the MCG. The Kangaroos, for the first time since 1979, when Wayne Schimmelbusch was the captain and Ronald Dale Barassi was the coach, have won 4 on the trot to start the season.
Rousing stuff and a lot of self-belief. They keep finding a way. The Kangaroos win on Friday Night Football, 49-93 to 13-12-90.